Hey everyone, welcome to another awesome tier list with me and Soda. Today we're going to be doing the likelihood and some basically speculation on the chances of characters making it into Project L, League of Legends fighting game. So Soda is on call with me right now. Hey Soda.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
I am doing good.
Nice. So let's run down the categories that we have so far. So first things first, we have the confirmed sections. These are the 4 characters that we've seen visual proof of them moving and acting in the game. They're the characters we know are going to be in the game, for basically 100% from what we've already seen them show us. We have some evidence. These are like heavy speculation, basically, but there's some evidence to pointing to them being in the game already. And then from there, it's just sort of percentage odds. And then it gets down to how and why, which is like champions we just don't really feasibly see working in the game, but, you know, could hypothetically work. So yeah, do you want to start us off with the first some evidence character?
Yeah, I'm good for that. And like, just quick disclaimer, of course, we don't have any proof of any of this except for the confirmed ones.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, when we say some evidence, but this is even the some evidence itself is kind of speculation and sort of like, if A equals B, then maybe B equals C type thing, you know? So it's like, it's far from concrete evidence. It's just some popular theorizations, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so first we have, for some evidence, I think the first one we want to talk about was the Rising Thunder asset leak, I think we want to talk about.
Yeah, which would be Garen and Lucian.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Garen and Lucian's skill files both appeared in the game. In Rising Thunder Community Edition, which would imply that at the time they were being tested hypothetically in the game. Now it could just be they just chose 2 random champion skills to put in as placeholder art. That's very possible, of course. But the fact that it's Garen and Lucian specifically kind of really lends credence to it, in my opinion, because like Garen is a natural foil to Darius, right? And Lucian, I at least think, will signal a possibility of having Thresh in the game as well, who I personally think has a pretty good chance of making it in. And as we'll sort of see as we sort of show up some of the other characters who have some evidence in them, there's a possibility that there might be going for like this sort of like rivals storyline where like every character in the game has an equivalent rival of some sort. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing is also that Garen and Lucian seem to firmly fall into their like starter champion package thing that they've kind of got going on, because now with this initial roster that we're starting to see form, as well as the initial roster for Legends of Runeterra, they seem to have kind of defined like these are the basic champions of League of Legends.
Yeah, the fundamentals characters almost, right? Like
these are the core characters that are kind of representative of the Runeterra IP and should be in just about every single
exactly. Like Jinx is going to be in every single League game on release. I'm pretty sure they're going to find some way to put her into Ruin King. I'm almost positive. But like,
oh my god!
I mean, hey man, Jinx blowing up zombies. That is technically free license. Free license. Yeah. She has a whole skin about killing zombies, man.
I'd be into it.
Yeah. So like to me, it's just like these are like very much the kind of the obvious choices they're going with, the champions that are all like cohesive, makes sense. And even within like the hypothetical like fighting game landscape of having archetypes, these characters are like ones that you can really easily envision. And like I think they're pretty solid overall.
Super work.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm a little sketch on having both Garen and Darius in the same starting roster.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, we'll see how they end up doing it for sure. Yeah,
maybe they're just like maybe there are Ken and Ryu for this game. Right?
Yeah, can you imagine if those were our Shotos? Darius and Garen, that'd be so funny.
Yo, I'm up for Garen to do a Shoryuken.
Dude, I'm so down. It's just decisive slash going upwards.
Hey, they can do it.
No, they definitely could. They definitely could. Yeah, and then the rival characters as we mentioned before. So the next character we have was Vi, which was basically when the Project L team had a sort of a cast photo in front of a mural sort of painting on their wall, and it was a picture. It was a new art of Vi. So a lot of us sort of took this to mean that Vi might be making it into the game, and she just makes a lot of sense.
It's just why wouldn't you put Vi in this game?
like I feel like a lot of the martial arts inherently characters are gonna have a pretty distinct advantage of making it into the game, just because there's so much you can do with them already. Like you can basically just make Vi a sort of like Spencer from MVC3, just have bionic arm as just her charge Q. You know, like it's really not that hard to make this character. And like we said, she already has that link with Jinx that makes her inherently like have a rival in the setting that makes it easier
like,
for an arcade mode and stuff like that.
People are going to be excited to see Jinx and Vi fighting in a fighting game.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That just sounds cool.
100%, right? Like you could very well pick like 12 random characters out of the 150 we now have, but like unless some of them have some connection with each other, the fighting is not going to be as interesting as if they knew each other. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Do I want to see Ivern and Azir fight? Maybe.
I mean, yes, but
but like it's not going to be as resonant.
Half the fun in a fighting game is the characters and like the way that they interact with each other. Like the stupid, edgy, awesome intros they do for like Blaze Blue and stuff with specific characters.
That'd be perfect.
Yes, I love that shit.
That's exactly what I want to see. And Vaderant also points out that Vi essentially has a very similar character to a character known as Dauntless in Rising Thunder. I don't have as much experience with Rising Thunder, unfortunately, but I will take his word for it. There's a lot of people on that Discord who've been helping us out with some of the comparisons of characters and stuff like that.
And if people didn't know, the reason why Rising Thunder is relevant to the discussion for Project L is because the people who made Rising Thunder, the Cannon Brothers and that team, were purchased by Riot and are... have they announced that they're the ones working on Project L?
They have announced. They announced that Evo. One of the Cannon Brothers came on and said, "Oh yeah, we're working on this fighting game." And even though everyone already knew about it at the time because it was like the worst kept secret in the world, they were like, "Yeah, we should probably announce it." The Cannon Brothers, who are also famous for their incredible netcode of rollback, also will be working on this as well. Dude, this game is gonna have incredible netcode, and that's if it wasn't even just the fact that it's a League fighting game, it's also the fact that we're gonna have some of the best netcode around as well, and that's the part that really excites me personally. Anyways, so yeah, that's the sort of the main 7 right there, and then we also have one. This one's a bit more of a reach, admittedly, but it is something that's worth mentioning. Is Nocturne? We saw a post recently from Nocturne's voice actor claiming that he had come in and voiced some lines recently. Not necessarily. He's like, "Oh, I can't tell you guys I voiced the lines, but you know, Nocturne." Yeah. And I'm just like, okay, that's a little cute. We'll see if he's being legitimate with it. I'll put it in some evidence because it is, by definition, some.
Yeah,
it's definitely like, the weakest out of the other ones. Out of
especially because Nocturne is one of the characters who's very much up on the chopping block right now for a complete redesign, which is going to be weird because if he's in Project L, he's in League Legends of Runeterra, and all of a sudden he gets a completely new design.
Yeah, I'm really interested because like the thing is that for characters like Shyvana making it into LOR, I didn't really mind because I think quite honestly her visual design is gonna be quite similar. Like nothing's wrong with Shyvana visually. However, Nocturne is a black cloud with arm blades, so it's like people want him to look cooler. So the question here is do we think that LOR is going to release Nocturne in his new redesign form, and then they're going to have that same redesign form in the fighting game? Because I actually wouldn't even put Nocturne this high.
No, I put him in like 10% just off of the fact that
he looks awful.
Doesn't look good.
Yeah,
he
exactly.
He looks so bad.
He looks so bad. And so, like, to me though, that's the interesting thing though. It's like they're clearly investing into Nocturne. Like, I'm not sure if you think of card characters for the card game, Nocturne isn't really one that you want right off the top of your head. You know what I mean?
No, like he doesn't immediately jump out as like even just as like a League character is like this is a huge like super ridiculously popular, super important League character.
Yeah, not in lore, not in like fandom. Like it's a very interesting choice.
He's well liked, but he's just kind of like one of the champions.
Yeah, he exists
like in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, he exists, and like, but especially when you compare the fact that like Echo, Akali, Ahri aren't in the game yet, and like we're getting Nocturne in Shadow Isles, a region he's not even really in the actual canon. It's like it's very weird, and I think that's one thing right there. Yeah. Veteran wants to point out there's a chance that the voice actor is confused with LOR and Project L. That's also possible as well. That's also possible.
It's very likely that the thing he's talking about is when he was in the studio for the LOR lines. Mm-hmm. But we don't know whether or not maybe they had him record Project L lines at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And because I assume like when they brought in like the Lucian voice actor to do whatchamacallit, to do LOR lines, they most likely also got him in to do the fighting game lines as well, hypothetically speaking, right?
Because people got to remember that the voice acting and stuff for Legends of Runeterra has been done for a long time now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy,
likely
actually.
Likely a lot of the stuff for Project L has also been done for a long time now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially because if you consider the fact that like we already have before the game was even released, we knew about the characters coming out 2 expansions later in LOR.
Yeah.
So like it's probably within reason that we're probably going to see quite a bit of for that. But yeah, so those are the 2 first categories. Pretty basic stuff right off the bat. Let's go to the 99%. So do we want to do this alphabetically and then assign each one, or do you want to do it by all the 99%ers?
It might be best to do from here alphabetically, just to go through them one at a time. Because it's kind of hard to just like...
to jump around back and forth, yeah.
I'm sure we're going to be like, oh, this person's a shoe-in, randomly, if we're trying to think of...
Exactly, you're right.
Who goes in.
Okay. So, let's talk, first of all, Aatrox.
I think... I'd love to see him in, personally.
I personally, I think he'd be really cool, for sure. I actually do think he's a good chance of getting it. Inherently, his Q combo is very much a combo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, him and Riven kind of share that same,
style.
They just kind of work in that style.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of the 2, Aatrox is significantly less likely.
Yeah, from both, a marketability standpoint, as well as, a feasibility standpoint. If we already have Darius and Garen, I'm not too sure he'll be quick to get in, just because I feel like that big sword, big character archetype is going to be pretty well covered by those 2. That said, I would love to have him in. I'm down to put him in the 75 category, because I could see him getting in eventually.
I think he fits there.
Yeah.
And it's he fits a very particular villain archetype too.
Yes, exactly.
He's very much in the Susano space. From
he's very much Susano. Yeah. That's actually a great way to put it, actually. Yeah.
That's exactly how I imagine he would feel to play. It's very chunky, very beefy.
I'm super down with that, honestly. And in terms of gameplay kit, I kind of imagine it be a heavy hit, just smashing character. Very much like Hakumen, for example. Maybe a counter hit Fisher who just hits you once and just blows you up on 3 hits.
You up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, if you fuck up and he catches you whiffing a move or something, you're gonna die.
Yeah, probably. He probably has an absurd range, and if you want, you can even add the tipper mechanic that he has, right? Obviously Marth in Super Smash Brothers is already well established this mechanic of having a cool idea of having specific hitboxes. Mechanic. Yeah, spacing mechanic. And clearly Aatrox has that in League of Legends. That's an inherently something you could really easily do.
Yeah, it's very easy to do just a sweet spot mechanic on pretty much all of his specials.
Yeah, exactly. So to me, it's a pretty much an easy possibility for him to make it in. The only thing he's really holding him back is saturation and technically marketability.
He's not a super popular character.
Yeah,
he's just moderately well liked.
Yeah, exactly. So next, Akali. Akali is. I want to put her in a 99, but 99. I feel like my heart says 75. But I want 99.
I think we put her in 99 just off of raw popularity and the fact
she's absurdly popular.
Riot pushes for her pretty hard.
Yeah, she's in a ton of cinematics. She's in a ton of promotional art. She's constantly one of the most played characters in the game, despite having abysmal win rates. This character is just super flashy, super fun, and in terms of a fragile speedster Chip Zaneth type of charter,
she just works.
She just works, right?
There's so many examples that you can use of ninja characters in fighting games, and her smoke bomb is you can literally just have her smoke bomb be. She throws down some shit on the ground and she's invisible.
Yeah. You can, and I think that's a lot more fun to fight in a fighting game rather than this. You can just or you can just do it she smoke bombs you, and then she can do cross-ups. She becomes a 50-50 character, right?
Exactly.
Like Ibuki's bomb in SF5, where she throws a bomb on top of you, and the explosion is so big that you actually can't tell where she is. Like stuff like that is a good idea in terms of 50-50 characters, and that kind of suits Akali, right? She's gonna be a fast, fragile character who just hits really quickly and does a bunch of mix-ups, right? So.
Yep.
I think she just makes a lot of sense logically. But yeah, pretty cool, I think. I think she'd be she'd be really at home, I think, especially if you want to make her a execution character, you know what I mean? Just a ton of button presses, ton of commands, ton of inputs, make her like that.
Yeah, and she again, you said before, she's just so naturally flashy in the way she plays that you could do some really cool shit with her.
I completely agree. Okay, next, this one's an interesting one. Alistar.
I actually think he's like 75% to get in.
I think
I
he's,
actually think Alistair's pretty
I
likely.
unironically think he has a chance to get in. Like,
Yeah.
because the thing is like the main thing you have to really think of here is like grappler characters, and we just don't really have that many. There's one in particular we're going to get to eventually. I know you and I both know. But the thing is for me is that Alistair himself is pretty cool. He's really interesting. Like a big Minotaur character isn't really played in many fighting games. Like
Shush, Stanfire.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later. So to me, I'm down to put him to 75. I think he could work quite well. I think he's pretty solid. Again, the main issues for him are just like a lack of like narrative direction right now in the story, a lack of like true marketability in terms of like being popular amongst players. Like people know who Alistair is.
It's weird though, yeah, because like he's actually kind of iconic, I would say, to League of Legends.
Oh, he's iconic for sure because like he's like the tank. He's like when you think of tanks,
the OG
tank,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, exactly. And like Alistair combos were like the first time he really had like really obvious skill expression in the game, right? Like there's a lot of situations where you could argue Alistair actually has some degree of pedigree within the League of Legends universe. Again, my issue is just like from marketability and from like a narrative standpoint. He's kind of like
he's in a weird spot.
He's in a weird spot, so it's kind of like it's hard to really vouch for him any further than that. But other than that, I don't see any reason why you couldn't, dude. Like have charge attacks, that sort of thing. You know, like there's a lot of really cool things you could hypothetically do, right? So to me, it's like he's really good, had a good chance to get in there, honestly.
Yeah, and I think I'd be happy to see him in. Like,
yeah,
I wouldn't be super excited, but I'd just be like, oh, nice.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
That's lovely.
Yeah, all right, Zal, fame. I got it. I'm doing a posture check, okay? We're good. all right.
Yo,
so,
chat looking out for you.
That's dude. They made me drink water. They made me, like, these people trying to make me healthy. Jesus. Okay, so next we got a Mumu. This one is... So my issue inherently with Yordles is that I don't know how they're going to solve the small hitbox size, right?
I mean, they could just be short stacks.
Yeah, like, they could, yeah. It's tough. It's really tough.
I think he goes 50. Like
I can see it, yeah.
But I don't think he's particularly exciting to put in any way. He's just
I don't know.
Like,
his CC, like I'd be down if you really want to make him like a fucking like literally like Spencer from MVC, where he uses bandage toss to fly across the map multiple times.
Just go all over the place like fucking Spider-Man.
Yeah. If you want to do it like that, like that's
the web. Could you imagine a movie doing web swing? Oh god,
dude, maximum crying, dude. I can't wait. Like this is a character who I just really, it's like if you really wanted to put him in, it could work, but it's not like I don't think anyone's really excited for this. I don't really think anyone really like when you think of fighting game characters, I really just don't think this is one that you really want to like.
I don't think he's quite 10% like levels like of just never. He's close.
He's close. If you make a 30%, if you're making a 30%,
he'd be there. Easy.
He'd be there. But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt for the 50-50. But yeah. Hitboxes could be an issue, but they need definitely a Yordle in the game. Yeah, that's why I think Rumble and Heimerdinger actually have higher chances of getting in.
I actually think Poppy is.
I think Poppy also has a good chance of getting in as well. Yeah, exactly. I mean, not a good chance, but like of the Yordles.
The thing about Poppy that you can do is you can use her hammer to artificially extend her hitbox vertically.
Similar to Charlotte's crown. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I know exactly what you're saying.
That's still one of my favorite ways they've ever done a short character.
Yeah. Okay, Anivia. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. This one's a hard one to really do properly.
I think she's a 10%er.
Yeah.
I think if Anivia shows up, she's showing up as a background character in the Freljord stage.
Yes, I kind of agree with that too. This is a type of character that's really, really hard to like really get good normals for. I feel like the specials we can argue to the sun and back about, right? But
like, can do like flat trees and wall and stuff.
Yeah, exactly, right? But to me, it's just like I don't even know how you would make this character work from a normals perspective. Like it would just be really awkward.
Be fucking slapping you with her wings.
Yeah,
and stuff.
It just looks kind of weird to me.
There's also like the fact that Anivia is supposed to like canonically, Anivia is fucking huge.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Is if this thing goes going by canonical at all, I think we're gonna be stuck with a lot of humanoids or a lot of like regular sized people who can fight each other reasonably. Like just for that alone, I don't think we're gonna get Malphite. You know what I mean? Like
we do actually know that it's gonna be a traditional. Well, not traditional. We know that it's a 2D fighting game.
We know it for sure it's a 2D fighting game. There's 2 sets of meters we know so far, and every character has a unique attribute. We don't know what it does. but those are the things we do know at this time. There's going to be, we assume there's a stun gauge. We assume there's 25-50% meter options, life gauge, and then, like we said, the unique attribute, but that's going to be it.
So pace-wise, the prediction is somewhere around Street Fighter kind of pacing.
Especially when you look at the jump angles and stuff like that, it really does feel like a Street Fighter game. It doesn't feel like an anime game, at least, from what I can tell. Yeah, maybe it doesn't conform to 2D fighter. Yeah, maybe it really just does not work as a 2D fighter. I don't think it's just.
I'll be excited to see her in Project F.
Yeah, she's exactly. She's definitely gonna be in the ARPG for sure. I can't imagine Nivea jumping back and light kicking. Yeah, exactly.
I can really imagine it, but it looks really goofy.
it's Annie. I actually think Annie's arguably a 75%er, and that's because I don't think she's gonna be playable. She's gonna be on Tibber's back as a character.
Well, you could do her a couple of different ways, right? Like you could have her on Tibber's back. You could have her be like a puppet character.
You can be like Carl from whatchamacallit, yeah,
Blaze Blue.
Yeah.
Like...
I actually think Annie has a pretty good chance, exclusively because you wouldn't make her just Annie. I think you either on Tibber's back or as the MK10 character. Trog and what her name is? It's a girl on the back. You know what I'm talking about, right?
The big dumb meaty idiot and the small child.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what I'm thinking about, right? So to me, Annie actually has a pretty good, reasonable way to get into the game. And she's iconic. She's well known.
Yeah, she's like Alistair, where it's like she's just been around for so long now that she's just kind of like one of those super iconic champions, just because she's just part of League.
And this is one who she has her own gameplay kit and everything like that as well. Like, to me, it works really well. I would love for you to be able to her to be a stun character. That'd be hilarious. She just she hits her combos, every fourth hit of the combo stun has a build more stun.
Build stun.
Yeah, that'd be really silly, but that'd be really funny. But yeah, I think she actually has a pretty good chance of getting in.
Agreed.
Next, Aphelios. Aphelios is really spicy, man. Do you want to make him? Do you want to make him MVC3 Dante, where he has 20 different specials?
The thing is, I just don't think he fits. It's weird.
He's a really weird character. I'd put him in 50-50, arguably even 10%, like Zyle says.
I would be really excited to see him in, because I think if he was in, he's gonna be cool as shit.
Yeah, if he were to get in, he'd be exactly like MVC3 Dante, where he just has 500 moves, and you just have to deal with it, and it's just it's
just ridiculously stylish the entire time.
Yeah, and I'm down for that. I actually am really down for that, right? Like, that is a really cool idea, but I just question the viability of doing something like that, especially in the game that we've seen so far. So I'm just like, I give him a 50-50. I would probably put him closer to the 30%. That's this magical 30% area we're talking about. But it's unlikely. But if he could do it, yeah.
It's weird because in theory he would be perfect for a fighting game, but he just doesn't feel like he fits here.
Yeah, I think it's because his guns are mostly utility for a lot of the parts of it, and it just doesn't really feel like. I'm not really sure how it'd work exactly. If
we're gonna have a stylish kind of gun style character, we know who that would be because it would be the upcoming champion.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Samira, dude, the rumors we're getting her leaked pretty soon, within the next couple weeks. So I'm pretty excited to see if Samira is as cool as she's been leaked to be. Then I have no doubt they might put her in the game, because she just apparently is really cool.
If she's just Dante, then just make her Dante from UMC3.
Yeah, exactly. Ash is interesting. I think
99.
99? Yeah, I was gonna say 99 or 75 for me. This game does need a zoning character, and I think archers have been proven to work in fighting games now from multiple different characters. Most recently, obviously, Matera.
But there's also Yukari from Persona.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of ways you can do archers well, and I think an ice archer as a zoner is an interesting idea. I think.
And also she's just absurdly iconic.
She's on the face of LOR. She's on whatchamacallit. She is arguably one of the most famous champions of all time. She's the tutorial character. Yeah, Hawkeye and MVC3. Exactly. There's so many ways you can make this character work. I would be surprised if she didn't make it in, especially since we haven't seen a Freljord rep yet. It's some characters in Frel.
Freljord is a huge major region. It's really popular.
I think Ash is almost guaranteed to get in, especially given how I don't want to call her basic, but she is just standard. This is a character.
She's in that group with Jinx and Darius and Garen of just
these
are
characters. Yeah.
the core League of Legends cast.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is one I fully expect to get in. Next, Asol, 10%.
Yeah, probably for a lot of the same reasons as Anivia. Just the fact that canonically he's fucking massive, and
Yeah.
obviously they could just ignore that and make him work.
Yeah.
But he's also kind of got the same problem in Anivia, where it's just like, what do you even do with this character?
I can't wait to see him loop around the. I can't wait to see him loop around the Targon stage, but like I don't really see. Yeah, no, that was a good point. Like I actually don't. Yeah, how/why even? Like this is a question. How do you even port him? I think it's worse than Anivia. It's pretty bad. And like Aurelion's even worse, man.
I actually am super down that, like you said, if he's in the background of the Targon stage at like the peak of the mountain or whatever, you can just see the shadow of this massive eyeball and head.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's just Asol's head in the background.
And then he laughs. He laughs at the person when they lose, type of thing. Like, there's like so many easy ways you can put him in and still have his personality in the fighting game, but not have to make a full kit on him. Because it's just so how hard do you even make this character work functionally?
Yeah, very, very carefully.
Very, very carefully. All right, next. Azir. We're talking puppet characters.
Yeah, this boy is like very much like you do your fucking quarter circle forward, you summon a soldier in front of them. You do quarter circle with the heavy attack, you summon it behind them.
Yeah. This is like 75 or 90. This is hard.
I almost want to say 90 just because like
his reputation, man. Like
he is literally Shurima. And if they're gonna have Shurima as a stage and the Sundisk as a stage, like you gotta have some Shuriman representation, and Azir is a pretty solid one.
Yeah, and like you can still make him swing his staff around as a melee weapon for normals. Like
exactly.
like he's not impossible to think up, and he's like he's larger in terms of like technical size, but you can scale him down a little bit and still make him have his like poking normals, right? Then have have summons, right? Like he's he's nimble in League too. Yeah, he can do teleports, or not teleports, but dashes to his various like summons. Like I think it actually works quite well.
Doing teleports, like imagine I'm just doing like a teleport where he like
dissolves into sand or something like that.
Sand and then shows up somewhere else.
Yeah, this character totally works. I was 75 just because I'm not sure how they could completely do it, but like I feel like he just works just purely on name and recognition alone. You're right. Shurima is the first stage they even showed for the game, so I feel like some Shuriman representation is definitely doable, and it actually brings up an interesting question. There's other Shuriman fighters besides Samira, hypothetically. I actually don't think there's many that are as good as Azir could hypothetically be. It's actually interesting. I'm thinking about it. Like Nasus and Renekton are the only two really are like combative to me, right? Like
yo, Rammus' streamer representation would be super hype. I'd be super into Rammus.
That'd be so funny. Can you imagine if he had a move that like he had a 50% bar super that made them throw it a move? Can you?
Oh, and then you can just whip punish it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
50%, just raise your arms. They have to press a heavy button. like that'd be the dumbest shit in the world, but I'd be laughing so hard. Oh yeah, Wayne. Sorry. This is a tier list for the likelihood of characters to make it into the League of Legends fighting game, aka Project L. So we're doing it based on confirmed, some evidence, a high percent chance, 99%, 75 being like a likelihood, pretty likely get in and lend themselves to it. 50% being like characters we could hypothetically see or maybe not see. 10% are characters that are extremely unlikely, and how/why are characters that we just have no idea if they're gonna get in at all. Rammus has Blanca vibes. Yo, Rammus as Blanca would be so funny.
Yo, yeah, doing Blanca ball with Power Ball, I can see it.
When we get to Rammus a little bit later, I'm actually down to put him into 50-50 or even 75. Bard, 10%.
How? Why?
I mean, like you could make him if you really wanted to.
You can make him work, but why?
Can you imagine if you had to just jump around the stage trying to pick up meeps? That'd be the funniest thing in the world.
That's such a gimmick. Yeah, I could see it,
dude. It's just SF4 Cody. It's SF4 Cody with a knife. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Like my biggest thing is just like, God, could you imagine if it's like, yeah, there's only 12 character slots at launch, and one of them's taken up by Bard.
Yeah, that's it's a rough one, especially for Targon characters. It's just like I can literally almost every other Targon character is a better pick for him, unfortunately. Yeah, Olimar, he'd be similar to Olimar. I could see it. It's just definitely one that I feel like nothing really lends itself well. Like when you think of fighting game characters for League, I'm not sure if Bard is really one you really want off the top of your head. I'd be down to see it. Don't be wrong. I'd be super down to see him.
Great. He's gonna be like a super weird ass gimmick character that's like just super bizarre, and that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But I'd really rather see so many other champions in first.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of my issue with him. All right.
Maybe somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I think down the line it's definitely doable. But yeah, it's just like definitely not anytime soon. Blitzcrank. I actually think I put Blitzcrank in 75.
I kind of agree because, like, again, he's super iconic,
Mhm.
and he's well liked. He's extremely well liked.
Yeah, dude, he's just Birdie. Just make him Birdie from SF5. Just
Yeah.
rocket grab people. Just like
Yeah.
make it really telegraphed. Make it like or Merkava's grab. You know, like you can easily make this character exist properly within the game, and I feel like he can just like waddle up to people. He maybe has a command input for like a increased speed, but then slows down way after. Like if he'd be actually kind of interesting, and he has power fist.
His launcher is literally just power fist.
Yeah, like I feel like this character just really work. He's a potential grappler character. Yeah, to me, like this is a great example of a hypothetical grapple character. Also because I want to grab the shit out of someone when they're jumping back full screen. Like I walk up to him, like, they do jump back, and then you do like Shoryu input. Yeah, Shoryu input. Like just grab them out of the air, smash them back down. Like it would be great.
He actually fits pretty well. And like the another upside to him is because his base league kit is so simple yet so identifiable. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Like the rest of
it. Dude, rocket punch. Yeah, just rocket punch heavy normal. Just shoots it as a fist instead of a grab. Like this character just works on so many levels. I think that like the only thing holding him back is that he's not really a character, right? Like that is the truly only thing hurting him.
Same problem as Alistair. Like, he just doesn't really exist at the moment.
Yeah. So like to me that's the only downside. Brand is interesting. I want to believe he has a chance.
I mean, he does literally have a Hadouken.
Yeah, he literally has a Hadouken. He could easily have pillars as close, medium, and far. Like he could be a zoner. I'm down to see him in 75 personally. Like,
yeah, I think he just lends himself really well to being like just a totally solid zoner.
Yeah,
like very traditional zoner too.
Yeah, very very traditional. Really like typical. You could easily make different like fire sparks off his hands and kicks for normals. Like it's not that hard to really imagine. Again, he literally has Hadouken, and you can easily make like different variations of it from all of his. He actually has a combo structure built into his kit, right?
Yeah, well, like imagine if he has like his unique attribute is the fact that he lights you on fire, and you take dot damage for getting hit by his specials.
Yeah, and then if you get hit by another one while you're dotted,
already on fire. Yeah, another thing happens. Or like if you get hit by his Hadouken while you have his dot on you, you're instantly stunned.
Yeah, like there's actually a lot of really interesting ways you do it. Or like at least bigger hit stun. Maybe you want to do dramatic like full stun, but like a larger hit stun so that he can set up a next chain, right? Like there's a lot you can do. Like you can make him like a Fong almost character, like in SF, where your goal is to zone them out, and if you hit them with one of your zoning moves, they are now being bled out basically by
they're now a significant downside.
Yeah, and it makes them play more aggressively into your zoning, which is what you want anyways. Like I feel like it's actually a pretty good chance of getting in actually. Yeah, so 75 I think works for him. Braum, I'm actually down to put him for 75 as well actually.
I actually kind of want to put him in a 99 just off the fact that he's so popular.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see that. If you want more Frel character,
he's I think out of every single Freljord character in the game, I think Braum is by far the single most popular.
He's up there. He's definitely up there. I think it's between him and Ash. I think for sure.
Yeah, and it's just like people just love this character. Like,
he's super fun.
God, I'd be super excited, and also like just his whole personality and like. Everything about him would be so much fun to see in a fighting game. Like just with this huge, like boisterous, how he's all like, "Aha!" You know.
Yeah.
Today we fight. Tomorrow we shall drink. Like that fits so well into a fighting game.
You're right. Actually, you're selling me on this more. And also, he can have like just even like his command EX walk could be just him shield and running forward, right? Like you could pierce through most of zoning. Like you make it like Vaseraga's EX stance, feral stance. You know the whatchamacallit, where he like slowly walks forward, but you do that with a shield instead, right? Like you can do stuff like that really easily.
He can super be like an armored kind of character. Like he can use his like everything he does with his shield has a hit of armor on it.
Yeah, exactly. Like and then like you can even tie in the 4 hits of stun. Like you can just make all of his hits really big and really meaty, and then like has some really high stun values because of that, right? Like there's a lot of things you could really do if you really want to lean into it.
He's got a fireball with his Q, like
yeah. He even has you can just call it like a slow fireball, like an approaching fireball so you can get in easier as a grappler. Like maybe not a grappler, but like a heavy character, right? Like
like a close range big body kind of guy.
Yeah, exactly. Caitlyn, I want to put in 50-50, honestly.
Yeah, I think if Caitlyn shows up, she's most likely to show up as part of Vi's kit.
Yes, like call in super. Yeah, like Vi might not have like a way to get in, and she has like a command a command special to like to be like, hey, like fire Q, and it's just like Caitlyn's shot, or she aims on them on a spot, and then it flashes. Like do you remember Noelle's core circle forward fireball? It's not fireball, but it marks a spot, and it's optic barrel. That's what it's called. Yep. Optic barrel, like so you do like mark a spot either close, medium, or far, and then it shows like Caitlyn in the background and she fires, like like something like that could work really well.
Or like imagine like for her special, like she starts doing assault and battery and knocks him up, and then sets it up for Kate to take a sniper shot and finish off.
Yeah, so something like that would be really cool. I feel like I feel like this character she's only lower on the list just because I think she works so well as a support character.
Like it's like she just doesn't. She's kind of like Nocturne in the sense where it's like, God, this character really needs a visual touch up.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get that no hat Caitlyn redesign, because that one with the cool jeans and stuff like that. The one we saw sort of part of it during Warriors.
I miss the hat so much.
I know. Okay, next, Camille. I almost want to put 99, but I want it 75 for sure.
Yeah, agreed. I want her to be 99 though, because this character would be so sick.
This character would be incredibly fucking cool in a fighting game. This is what I mean. Like the reason why Bard is a 10%, guys, is because Camille is just so fucking cool. How could you ever want to put in a Mumu or Bard over a Camille? Like, this character is just so flashy, so cool, works so well as a fighting game character.
Imagine her having shit where like she can bounce off the walls to do mix-ups and stuff. And like
that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna have fucking Rashid's instant cross-ups. Like, this character is gonna be absurd.
Like, her fucking jumping heavy kick is just like her like putting her leg like straight down with the blade.
Yeah,
so that you can cross people up with that on either side.
Yeah, this character just works so well. And then like you easily have her combos have to be like a certain amount of length of time, so that her cooldown refreshes to get the next hit doing more damage. Like, there's so many more paths. Yeah.
Combo structures, period, are all about precision timing.
Yeah, this character is just...
It's her entire thing.
Yeah. This character wouldn't feel right at a Street Fighter pace. I mean, you say that, but Rashid is very much in a really similar spot, where he's like very much basically an anime character, but he's in Street Fighter. So like, I'm more okay with it. Or her ult can make fake walls, so she can just constantly do it even mid screen. Oh, that would be really cool.
Imagine if her ult put up like squiggly battle opera style, set up the walls.
Yeah.
And then you could do multiple wall bounces off of them.
Yeah,
like, imagine if you were able to do like 3 wall bounces.
Dude, this character, like I said, this character is so cool. It's like the only thing holding her back again is just like a notoriety and like hypothetical popularity compared to some of these other characters. But like, as a fighting game fan and someone who loves League, I can just imagine it so vividly in my mind of her being incredible.
Her personality and presentation is awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to do too much ordering for this because we're going to be here all night, but like, I really feel like she's almost 99. There's only one thing holding her back. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I want her to be 99 so desperately.
Yeah, this is if this was just our personal like opinion list on like just pure like enjoyment and what we think the character would be, just purely on enjoyment, nothing to do with marketability, nothing to do with like popularity, she would definitely be in my like top 10 characters I want in no matter what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cassie, interesting choice. This one is really interesting. I'm gonna put her in 50 personally.
Yeah, I could see it. I don't think it's very likely, but she could have an interesting kit for sure.
Yeah, if you want to make her like a hyper, like a mobile zoner, like a really fast paced, like mid range zoner type character, you could really do that.
Yeah. And she has the potential for some really cool looking normals if you incorporate her snake tail.
Yeah, her tail. Yeah.
Apparently, she is like actual like. She's capable of physically brawling with people, which is not really apparent from her league gameplay.
Her league gameplay. Yeah, so like I could see it for sure. It's just like not something that I feel like immediately jumps out at me as something I want in a fighting game character.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm not super excited about the idea.
yeah, I'm not super excited about it, but I'd be overall, I'd be cool with it, but not like super down. Cho'Gath, this one is hilarious. I personally think this is a 10%er just because how do you make this character feel as good as he does in League in a fighting game?
Yeah, like how do you do Feast justice? It's just like
There's no real way to make this character work the way he's supposed to feel while not like just having an instant kill in his kit. You know what I mean?
This character just, and like he has not aged well. It just doesn't present well.
Yeah.
This
is a 10%. Honestly, I'm almost put it down to how and why, because like this character, how you can't do this character justice without really like without doing that. You know, this is a
yeah. It's just weird. Maybe if he gets reworked into something different, maybe.
Yeah. Corky, I'm putting into the 10% personally.
I'm putting him into why personally. Yeah, this character is a fucking mess.
This character is a mess narratively. He's a mess in general. Like I just don't know how this character would really function.
Nobody likes this character.
Yeah, he just gets buffed for Worlds, and then he's always at Worlds, and everyone's like, "Why are you here?" This one's just really sad to see personally. What the hell would a Corky normal look like? Yeah, I don't fucking know.
He would hit you with his helicopter, or it'd be like short-range projectiles or something like that.
He's literally Runeterra gyrocopter. Yeah, that's what he's meant to be, but it just doesn't work. Yeah, I think we're gonna skip over him for the most part here. Diana, 99?
99 or 70? I think she has a really good shot at getting in as one of the Targon reps. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting her at 99 just because I think her and Leona would be a great, if they're going for this duo of like these foil characters, like Garen, Darius, Jinx, Vi. We're gonna get to Thresh later, but like if we're gonna do that sort of thing, I don't know. Diana Leona is pretty classic. And can you just imagine she's a fireball that lets her just get instant in,
she just teleports, like she hits you a fireball and she just teleports behind you.
Or she can choose to enter combos in a fireball instead of a finisher, and then your Oki is like she can be fucking anywhere. This character just
unreal Oki.
Yeah, like she's a sort, like she's easy to sort of see in vision, like. Normals are easy, like she's a weapon. Like there's this character just works really well for those purposes. Like she has her pull in like as a finisher, as a ender if you really wanted to. Lunar Rush works.
Imagine if like you can either end your combos with a fireball and they get a tech chance, or with Moonfall and then they get hard knockdown.
Yeah, and then they're just totally fucked. Like there's so many interesting ways you can make this character really work. I think that it would be a travesty if she didn't get in some way.
And she would just look cool. She'd just be cool.
She'd just be really cool, I feel like. And like I said, like the fact that she is arguably one of the two main faces for Targon lends her so much credibility, I think, in terms of like being represented in the game. Because like you'll notice one thing they're doing a lot recently is really trying to sell all the locations of Runeterra. Right, like they're not trying to focus on just a couple popular characters anymore. Like all the locations of Runeterra are important and they're being brought forward. And obviously this is coming some sort of bias from the card game because that's obviously a big facet of it. But even like they're producing like cinematics for every region now. We're getting the Targon one soon too. And if rumors are to believe, Diana's the main character of it. Like there's all these different aspects of it that I really feel like I just personally feel like this is just a shoe-in for me personally. Like this character just works really well. Draven 75 higher.
99.
He's just so much fun. This character
so if Draven doesn't get in the base game, he's a shoo-in for the first batch of DLC because he is the literal gladiator character. He is the boss of the Reckoner Arena, and Draven is just stylish as fuck.
Yeah, he's just and then I think you guys remember during Awaken, he goes into melee combat with Riven with this axe spinning, and he can fight with melee.
The power slide?
Yeah,
fucking power slide where he slides under the sword to catch his axes on the other side. You can't tell me an entire fighting game character based around that style of combat wouldn't be cool as shit.
Yeah, and like you could, if you really want to make axe bouncing in the game, that'd be really cool too.
Yeah, well, like you were saying earlier with like Cody and his knife, imagine that's how Draven works. Like he has the axes that he spins, and he throws them, and they bounce off of people, and you have to catch them.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And then like his normals get changed based on that. He only have 2 out at a time. Like there's a lot of different ways you could really make this character work if you really wanted to. I think just from a pure personality standpoint, he just works so well. And like, if like, can you imagine them having the Noxian Arena as the Noxus stage and not having Draven? You know what I mean?
Yep.
It just wouldn't work. Like, if not base roster, you're right. There's a consideration that he's not base roster because we already have so many Noxians. Like, there's a consideration that he's like top of DLC. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
he just fits so well here. Like, imagine his win screen with like the crowd chanting and him just being his smarmy self. Like,
yeah. I think this character works too well. Like, there's a couple characters who just lend themselves so well to fighting game combat that they're almost shoo-ins. We'll get to more of them later, but this is just one of them. Mundo I'm putting into how and why because we don't know what his rework is going to be like.
Yeah, he is currently just a complete enigma.
Yeah, so this doesn't work at all. All right, here we go. Echo 99 because this character would be so sick.
Yeah.
This character would be unreal.
I actually think he's in a similar boat to Draven, where I don't think he gets in base roster. Actually,
yeah, I don't think he gets into base roster, but holy shit, this character would be so much fun. Like,
yep,
dude, can you imagine like just doing, dude, just Ganagin, literally just Ganagin. I don't even care about anything else. Just 50 meter. Put in the combo. My Echo is now my fucking after image. My clone is now at my after image, activating every 1.5 seconds after me. Like,
oh yeah.
He just works. He just works. Like, this character.
Do things where he can teleport back to his location like a couple seconds ago.
Yeah. Or can you imagine like a shimmy mix up where he like hits you with a heavy, does jump back to bait out your whiff punish, then teleports in like this. This character just works so well. This character,
and again, he would just look super cool.
Yeah, and like he's easy to make normals. He's humanoid, like works on almost every level. Extremely popular character. Like, his music, his presentation, everything about him works. You can easily have a Zon area that works for him in a map. Like, in terms of Zonite characters, it's him and Jinx really that are like really well known and really well used as characters. So like, this makes a lot of sense for me. Okay, give me 1 second. I use the washroom real quick, and I need to take a real quick second.
All right. Yo.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome
Sorry about that. Okay, so also Echo's Fireball.
Oh yeah, it comes back.
Yeah. Like there's this character just lends himself naturally to a fighting game style of gameplay. Honestly, I just personally feel like it's actually quite much of. It's almost a shoe-in for me personally. But like I said, DLC roster maybe not, but he'd be super hyped to have off the DLC. Okay, Elise. The question really becomes for Elise is not, can you make her humanoid form fine? Because that's easy. The hard part is how the fuck do you make Spider Queen work? Yeah.
Which is like, because that's so critical, because Elise just doesn't feel right if half of her gameplay isn't about the spider form.
Yeah, and like this is something that's gonna be an issue for all the shapeshifters we're gonna come to. The shapeshifting is really, like, for example, Jace is a shapeshifter, quote unquote, but like he is much easier to imagine. He's really easy to imagine as a character, actually. But Elise,
he ends up more feeling like a stance character, right?
He feels more exactly. Whereas Elise is like, how the fuck would you do this character properly?
It could look really, really cool if done well.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna put it in 50-50 personally, just because I feel like it's doable. But it's just really hard to do. And I'd be excited to see it. I'd be super excited to see, like,
weird because she's like kind of an iconic Shadow Isles character in a lot of ways. But she's not one of the champions I think of right away when I think of Shadow Isles.
And definitely not a champion I think of right away when I think of a fighting game either, which is another issue.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say though, some of the stuff does really run some of the stuff really well. Like a low fireball, like a walking fireball is her little spider. It runs along the ground like George the 13th from Rachel's Blaze Blue. You could have Cocoon be an easy stun setup, like a stagger fireball, and then you have her rush down and have her have a teleport in repel, right? Like there's
you could do it be something like her human form is all about setting up like the stagger fireball and the low crouching, like kind of that zoner, right? Like
it plays like a semi zoner, and then when she gets an opening, she just goes ham in, right? Like
and she transforms into the spider and becomes a rush down character. Right?
And like that makes sense to me. Like I feel like Elise is only held back not by like what she can do, but like how the hell they would do it properly. Because like this character, I see all the things working like visually, like in my head. Like this character's kit translates really well. A lot of her abilities work really like harmoniously in a fighting game. But like, how the fuck do you make the spider transformation feel good and actually work properly?
Agreed. And she's just like she's not quite popular enough for me to see them really pushing to make that work.
Yeah, exactly. Like if she was like an S tier character in terms of like all marketing, all like they would figure out how to do it. But like this is like, I have no idea how you make this character really functionally work. Unfortunately, Evelyn. Another interesting one.
I think she kind of ends up in the same spot as Elise. Where it's kind of like
she's super cool from a conceptual level because like obviously the fucking Shriek is the most incredible combo ender super you could really think of, right? Like that is really cool. Yeah. But like stealth doesn't matter in like stealth, like the camouflage stealth, I should say. It's like if you're full screen, you're invisible. Like it's like
the way her stealth works just doesn't work in a fighting game. And it's kind of a shame because her personality would be really, really fun in a fighting game. But I think there's better characters that do that. Like Ari's kind of a much better.
Yeah, I really do like. I think conceptually she's really cool. This is just more of another question of how would you do this properly. It's really hard.
Feel right.
Yeah, and none of her like even her moves aren't even like that into like things I imagined setting up for a unique fighting game experiences either. I think Eve's at 10%. I almost put her there too. I'm really sold on Last Caress being a really sick combo finisher.
Yeah, and like her lashers could make for some really cool looking normals because they are a weird weapon.
Yeah, like there's some really cool hypotheticals for me, but like it's just hard to imagine it really working properly. So I'm gonna put it at 50 for now, but I would be open for her to get higher. Like 50%. 50% like this area where like they're definitely doable if you really wanted to make it happen. I'm sure it could be really cool, but we don't know. We haven't seen enough of what they have in terms of like what their kits are going to really look like to really say like for sure how things are going to work, right? Like it's hard to really say at this point for these. We'll probably do an updated list once we see more information come out, obviously. But
once we know more about how the game works, it's way easier to be like, oh yeah, this character just is like slam dunk. They fit perfectly.
Exactly. Ezreal 99. Like this is this is the easiest character choice. I'd be very surprised if he didn't make it in base roster. Like
agreed.
Very simple kit, easy normals, fireballs, super popular, has a teleport. Like this character is just so easy to imagine in the game. It's like you could easily argue he's a fighting game character almost by basis alone.
Yeah, it's just like why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. He's super famous, all the marketing, great personality for a fighting game. Like, yeah, this is completely much more understandable for sure for me at least. I also don't even go into it, but basically you can either there's two options. Either you make him like a Shoto and you have like some sort of fireball uppercut where he like shoots his gauntlet upwards and he flies up with it, or you make
imagine him like empowering the gauntlet to do like a super dorky dragon punch, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I feel like that works so well for him as a character, man. I actually really like it. Instead of having a Tatsu, he could have a teleport, like a short range teleport, right? Like either for corpse hopping or for like just general uses and combos, or like for example, like he shoots a mystic shot, it connects, he can use essence flux to get closer to land a hit confirm, right? Like there's like to me Ezreal is just a shoe-in almost for me. Like there's no reason for him not to be in the game. Fiddlesticks 50-50 for me. I would love I would love him to be in the game.
Super dope.
He would be so cool, dude. Trust me, I am number one Gordeau abuser over here. If I can have a Scythe character as absurd as Fiddlesticks, I would love it. But like
just imagine the way he would be animated. Like,
oh, he's just so incredible. Like,
just break model constantly. It would be completely bizarre. It'd be awesome.
He'd be like Merkava and Gordeau put into one character.
Yeah, you smash those two long limb boys together, and that's what you get.
I would be super down for it. I really hope he gets in, but this is another question of like, I need to know how they're really planning on making models and how things work, because like, it's hard to really imagine it actually working properly.
Yeah, it's like Elise and Nevlin, where it's like, how do you do this and sell it?
Yeah, because another issue too is that Fiddlesticks' kit doesn't really lend itself extremely well to fighting game like normals or specials.
He's an ambush character.
Yeah. So it's really hard to really like sell him to that extent. I'd be down for it, don't be wrong, and I think like just thematically he's such a great character, but it's just like in a fighting game that's where things are a little more difficult. Fiora 99.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, like it's
parry alone.
She's
alone.
A parry.
Yeah. Parry alone. Parry alone. The fact that she's duelist Like this character is just like
She's also one of like the starter package champions that they seem to like.
yeah, all really popular in Demacia. Really cool character in general. By the way, like dude, the very like you obviously can't do 4 markers, but can you imagine she's a 50-50 character and your whole gameplay mix-up is like dashing through them back and forth in a combo to hit both sides?
Imagine if she kind of has like a crushing blow mechanic where it's like one side of you or like high or low or not Azrael.
Azrael, yes,
like
Azrael has like markers,
like, yeah. She puts the mark on you high or low, and if you get hit high or low, you're gonna
5
get
billion damage combo. Yeah,
up.
yeah, and that's super sick.
If she can do this, if she can do the fucking wave dash combo.
Oh, dude, the wave dash combos that Azrael has are super fun. Like she has her Q instead. It's just instead of the kick, it's the Q.
Yeah, back and forth.
Yeah. That'd be really cool, actually. Oh my god, dude. Honestly, that would be like incredible. I
can't believe I just imagined Fiora as Azrael.
Yeah, why not, right? Why not? Yeah, and then she has a parry stance. Like, the parry stance would be super cool. Like, I feel like Fiora lends herself super well.
If anybody's getting a parry super, it's Fiora.
100%.
Yeah.
Fizz. Fizz is another issue here. Fizz is the I'm putting 50-50 because like Yordles are just so hard to do. Yordles are just so goddamn hard to really imagine.
I will say I could see Fizz just off of the fact that like you could just make him such a dick.
You make this such a troll. You make him a troll character, and that's the whole point, right? If you want to make the odd job of fighting games where he's just a tiny hitbox and he just flies around like a maniac, like
super fucking annoying. Yeah.
I think he has a pretty actually decent chance to get in, but it's just like it's hard because I really don't know how they're gonna do Yordles. If I could even just see them make one Yordle, then I could.
Then he might actually jump up to like 75.
Yeah, exactly. Fizz is one of the most likely Yordles. I agree, because like the fact that you have a weapon as a Yordle also helps you a lot too, right? Because that helps bridge the gap of like how do you make your normals not look stupid, right?
And then make them not ridiculously stubby.
Yeah, exactly.
And like he can do shit with like calling in
the shark.
Oh my God, what's his shark's name?
Is it Longtooth?
Longtooth, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an option too. Yeah. Oki setup, throw the fish on top of you, and then just circles around your body. This character would be so funny. Like I said, like I think the character lends himself well. The question is just how do you get around the Yordle problem?
So we need to see proof.
We need to see proof before I can really state too much more than that. Galio, why? You cannot make this character fit properly.
I think
you would have to downscale him. You down?
Yeah.
To 10?
I think he goes into 10 because if they're gonna downscale any of the colossal size champions, I think Galio is by far the most likely to do it.
I think Galio gets in for sure if you're gonna downscale him. Like Galio would be super cool and he works super well, but like he's also the size of multiple buildings. So it's like it's gonna be hard to really put this character in the game. Also, I think he works really well as a character in the background, just because inherently he's gigantic.
Well, imagine if we're like at the Hall of Valor and you can see Galio's statue in the background frozen.
Yeah, exactly.
But okay, but listen to this idea, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so we're doing we're loading in. We're doing character intros.
Sure.
The giant Galio statue animates, and the chest opens up.
Yeah,
and he reaches in. Pulls down his hand to the ground level.
It's a mini Galio.
More Galio walks out.
Holy shit, that's so stupid. I love it.
Could you imagine?
Dude, I would actually start screaming. So
good.
Oh my god. Okay.
That's how you get around the whole Colossus problem.
Okay, I'll put him in 10% just for that alone. That sounds spectacular. Oh shit! Thank you so much, Veteran. Thank you so much, man. What the fuck? Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. You're a homie, man. Thank you so much, Veteran. You're such a cool dude. What the fuck? Thank you, man.
Trying to make content.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, here, give me a second. I'm gonna let these play out first, and then I'm gonna let these notifications play out first before we continue. Unlucky, no sub. Oh, unfortunate. Coach, for the people. No, thank you, man. Like I said, I want to keep making Project L content. Like this is the type of game I really want to like invest a lot of time into. So, goddamn. Thank you so much, man. What the fuck? All right, the last one is gonna play in a second here.
Hold on, is it?
There we go.
Oh no, it's working.
That's the last one there. Thank you so much again, Veteran. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about any of the characters we're mentioning, please let me know. But yeah, anyway, so Galio. Galio is the outside of the one possibility you mentioned there. I actually don't know if it's doable, but I would love if that was the thing that they went with. I would be so sold. I would be laughing so hard, dude. Oh my god.
The thing is, it works really well for Galio's like
personality. Yeah, exactly. He just, of course, he has a dumb version of himself. Yeah, inside of him.
Yeah. Well, how else would he go out shopping? You know.
Yeah, exactly. Gangplank, 75 or 99.
I think he's 99 because, like you said,
rivals. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're gonna get into that. Yeah.
Very, very few rivalries that are as like massive
and active,
region like identity as MF Gangplank, because that is literally basically all of Bilgewater's like plot line. That rival.
And I really hope they find a way to bring his barrel combos into the game, because that shit is some of the most fun thing you can do.
Imagine if he sets up his barrels around the map and can set them off like traps.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. Yeah.
You get to do all sorts of crazy.
Or do hit confirms into them and then knocks them up and then detonates it on the way down, so then they fall into it. Like there is like a lot of opportunities there for Gangplank to really show off. I think like the character works so well on multiple levels for that. I really would really be excited to see him in personally.
12 characters for confirmed.
Yeah,
10 and 99%. Listen, man.
Look,
there's gonna be a large amount of characters that we think have such a massively high chance of getting in that there's no way they all get in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a release tier list. If there was, we would just choose all the basic characters from every region, and that would be it. And that wouldn't be any fun. We're talking about hypothetically what are characters we could actually see working in this game, and also speculate what their kits could be, because that's some of the fun part of this too. Just imagine some of these characters like. I don't know, man. If Echo just has Ganagin, I'm playing that character for the rest of my life. That character would be so much fun. Okay, so just finishing up with Gangplank here. He also has a burn. He also has a gunshot. Like the character has so many different options. You could really
the way he fights would be so fucking cool looking. Like just absolutely savage, like backroom brawl kind.
Yeah, and he has the metal arm too, so you can just do like these big smashing attacks with it too, right? So you can do like a backhand with it, like Guile's like a backhand, like stuff like that would be really cool. Like I feel like he works really well. Yeah, his normals would all be really cool. His specials would be cool, and the barrels are the X factor that really pushes this character into like I feel like this character would really work really well. Nar's interesting because I feel like Mega Gnar would work quite well.
Well, imagine if like the way he works is like once you can't use meter for anything.
Yeah.
And as you build meter, once you hit 100% meter, he transforms, and all of a sudden you can use meter for crazy bullshit.
Yeah, I'd be Gnar is a character who to me would be so cool to see played, just because this is like a more interesting transform character that I could actually see working. The main issue will forever be for these Yordles. I can't put them above 50 until I really see it, until either the character itself lends itself to being outside, which we'll get to in a second. But for Gnar specifically, I think he has a really good chance of getting in, hypothetically. But the question is just, how do you make Yordles work when they're that small? And I want to see it. I want to see it because like it's hard to animate other moves if you have to balance your game around the fact that there's 2 feet tall characters. You know,
agreed.
It's just I don't know how you can really do it. I'd be super down to see it.
I really want to see them try for Gnar, especially. Yeah. The transform mechanic would be really sick.
Exactly. That's to me I think works really well. Gragas.
If Gragas looked better.
If Gragas looked like a fun character and looked remotely interesting, he would be getting in for sure. Because his gameplay itself in League right now is literally a combo character. So like, the issue with Gragas' issue is
he is the rabble rouser, right? Like
he fights. He fights. This is a true character who could easily, if he looked remotely presentable, he would be getting in.
Yeah, but as is, God,
He's so goddamn ugly, dude.
Yeah, it's not just ugly. He just doesn't look good. Because ugly characters can look good, that's a weird sentence.
Yeah.
Like, he just.
And that's the thing. We're not even making fun of his weight here. Fat characters have a long tradition in fighting games. Bob, Rufus, like there's tons of fat characters. It's just the issue that he just doesn't even look remotely inspired. It's just I just think this character just does not work. I don't even like him at all.
Like the Wild Rift Gragas model is
noticeably better. Exactly.
But his design is still just really boring, and he's just not interesting at all.
Yeah, loincloth and ropes is just not. It sucks because his combo nature works so well in League of Legends, right? Like you can do all these cool bouncing off shit, like you can do all these cool things, right? It's just
Imagine if like he bounces you off his belly and then like he throws the bomb behind you, bounces you back, and bounces you off the belly, and then you wall splat.
Yeah, like there's all exactly like there's so many things that work with the character. It's just like I wish he looked presentable, and like that could be my biases working here. So I'm putting him in 50-50 because I think if they fix that, he could easily get in.
Yeah, and I could see them putting him in regardless.
Yeah,
as well.
They
like,
could, yeah,
because why not?
Yeah. Graves 75 or 50?
Yeah, I think he gets into 75.
Yeah, like
he's got the benefit of him and TF have that kind of whole rivals angle that works really well for this game apparently, and like he's just a cool guy.
He's just a cool guy. He's fun. He's a projectile character that's close range, right? Like you can easily make it more like a Noel Vermillion's like close range shotgun type thing.
Gun kata kind of style.
Exactly. But you mix in that within like just like hard fist fighting and stuff like that. Like the character works as like a beefy punch man too, right? Like you can do that if you really want to.
He's a grit guy.
He's a grit guy, exactly. He also has his dash, right? He can also do shit like his fucking wall combos with end of the line, stuff like that, right? I'm not sure his theme has enough believable moves though. Yeah, I think that's really holds him back.
Yeah, a lot of them would end up a lot of his normals would just end up feeling like he hits you with his gun.
Yeah, I struggle to design his normals. Yeah, maybe 50. It's hard.
I think
it's hard because his specials work so well, but I feel like his normals would be hard because his gun is so big, right?
Yeah, but I think he's got enough going on for him that he'd be a champion that I'd see them making the effort to push for.
Sure, I'd be okay with it. Yeah,
he's also minor league like he's a pretty popular character. He's pretty iconic to Bilgewater.
Yeah. So I could hypothetically see it, but like not necessarily type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Next is Hecarim, 10% or how/why? Like
I think 10% because
you want to talk about a character who's hard to design normals for, man. Like,
yeah. Well, it's hard to design in general because like his body type is just bizarre.
Yeah, I just
like
quadrupeds.
So
yeah,
they could do it.
Yes, they could. They very well could.
We have now an entire game that proves that you can have quadrupeds in a fighting game.
Yeah.
But he would just be really weird.
Yeah, this character just works really weirdly. I find it really hard in general. Yeah, Lilia has even slightly better because at least she's small. Like
you can make her work significantly easier because she looks light. So like if she gets knocked around on her ass and stuff, that works.
Yeah. But Hecarim's a tank.
Hecarim's a tank.
He's gigantic.
He's huge. He's armored. He's heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So he'd just be so hard to animate.
Yeah, it's Cell getting hit and stuff like that. Yeah, if they committed to Hecarim, he'd be dope as hell. That's the thing. Most of these talks we're having here are mostly probability speaking. Like, because some of they really devoted to it, like a mini Galio, I'd be so down to play. He'd be so cool, right? Like, there's so many interesting, even like lower on the 50-50 list here. Like, there's characters who just work really well. It's just like you have to question the amount of work they'd put in. If they had said to us at the very beginning, we're gonna get all champions of League of Legends in eventually, we would order this by like probable order.
Who's getting in win?
Yeah, exactly, right. But instead, it's just harder for us to say like, am I really gonna devote time to really putting in Hecarim versus some of these other characters? It seems harder to believe, you know.
Yeah, like the biggest problem with Hecarim is just the fact that he requires a completely different rig from every single character that has to be animated completely different with like a ridiculously difficult way you would need to animate him. It would just be so hard. Yeah. And I'd be super impressed if they did it.
Oh no, I know this is a character I think would work really well if you really wanted to, but the question is how you do it. And this is like the one I can't even really imagine, even as like someone who like armchairs designs in his free time. This is a character that I just like I don't know how the fuck you would do this properly. But yeah, like I said, we're not the people making the game, so who knows? Maybe they've thought of something. Heimerdinger, I'm actually putting into what's it called? 75 because I think he has a robot mech. I think he's gonna get a T-Hex.
Yeah, like,
I think he's gonna get T-Hex, and he's gonna be in the T-Hex.
What's her name from Guilty Gear? Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, Koom. Yeah. She's she's gonna have he's gonna be in the mech. It's gonna be his like intros be him getting into the mech, and it just like closes down. It's like a super buffed up. It could even be a buffed Heimerdinger, like as a meme. You know what I mean?
Buff dumb
maybe not T-Hex, but make him like, yeah. And like, you can
He'll
easily
still have
have
a
Kit
robot,
based on that.
yeah.
He'll still have he'll robot summons, he'll like build shit still, and but it's just to make him able to have a hitbox and to fight properly. So this is one of the characters who I imagine, and obviously there's another character who this also fits. But this is a character who I feel like that's, if they wanted to make a Yordle in a fighting game, this is how you get around that issue.
Yeah.
And that's
And he's a super iconic Yordle.
Oh, he's like, yeah, one of the most iconic Yordles in the game, so it definitely works for that. So yeah, I think there's basically, he pilots a mech in the board game. Exactly, yeah. Like there's yeah, this character's works so well, I think, in that sort of, and he's completely believable. If he wanted to go into a fist fight, he'd be like, I'm not fighting you like head on. I'm building a fucking robot and I'm fighting you in that. So I think the next question here then is obviously Alawi. Alawi's interesting. I'm not sure about her.
I would really like Alawi.
I would like her in the game. Yeah.
But it's like, I have no idea what her kit would look like, you know?
Yeah, like what does she do? If she hits you, she just summons a clone of you, and then she gets a free happy birthday on you? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is she like a pet character? Like she summons the tentacles to do stuff? Is she just like a brawler style character? Is she like?
Yeah.
Because I feel like she lends herself to some sort of big body play style, but
yeah, I think she's high in 50. I think she's high in 50s personally. Like
agreed.
Like she's just how do you translate this? I think she should be in. It's just like, how do you translate this character properly? And I just don't really know.
I have no idea. Zero idea how they would do this.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept. It's just I just don't know how it would work properly. Yeah. To me, I put her higher. You put her at the bottom of 75,
I
honestly.
75. Yeah,
I'm down for that. I'm down for that. Like, I think the only thing that stops her from getting in is how do you make a kid around her? And I think that's a pretty small problem, considering like her personality, her character, everything else about her works perfectly. She's literally the fighting. She's basically a fighting character inherently.
Yeah, her entire thing is all like progress through conflict and
emotion and stuff like that. Like this character works really well.
And she's just super cool.
Yeah, she's just generally a cool character. You're right. You're right. Low 75, I think, is personally how I'd put her. Aurelia, speaking of 75s, I think.
Ooh, you think 75 over 90?
That's tough. That's tough. Actually, you're right. Yeah, I guess.
Because it's
wait, who else is combative in Ionia? Who else is combative in Ionia? Not really that many more.
Yasuo?
Yeah, okay, Yasuo is 100% getting in this game. There's literally no universe.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why would Yasuo get in this?
Why would Yasuo get in this game?
Video game?
Okay, I'll put Aurelia in. I'll put yeah. Like I said, there's so many Ionian champions who get in. I think that's the only reason why Aurelia might not, is because like there's so many martial and even more popular characters than Aurelia. But
I don't know though, man. She's like super popular, and her fighting style is super unique.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll put her 99. Yeah, this character is like I think this is barely a debate. In all honesty, this is like trying to find the line. She's gonna get in, I think, eventually.
The character would look sick.
Yeah, the character would look amazing. She's super fluid, super flashy. Like having a disjoint that like flies around her and stuff like that. It's really unique for any fighting game, really. Like there's not really many I can really think of that have that sort of style. The only ones I can think of is like New 13. Like that's sort of like what I'm thinking, but even more fluid than that.
Lambda 11.
Yeah, like that exactly. Like that'd be cool. To me, it's like a cool concept inherently. But yeah, I think that's the an interesting possibility. Also, her rivalry with Greninja will officially begin. Yeah, better nerf Aurelia and better nerf Greninja. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, okay.
All right, Ivern, 10% or How/Y?
I think How/Y, because if Ivern's anything other than a background character, I don't know. Huh?
Yeah, it would just be Daisy, right? And does anyone really want to play as a blue buff for the fighting game? I don't really know about that. That's
all right. Well, you're tempting me now.
Yeah, well, it's you'd pick it as a meme, but like How/Y.
He has power. He has power as a meme character, right?
Yeah, and that'd be the only way he would get in, right? Like as a meme, if you really want to do it, dude. He can be like Dalsum. He just has really long limbs.
God, could you imagine? Well, yeah, like you could have like his arms like stretch out with leaves and stuff, and then like. One of his attack like normals is a flower sprouts.
Yeah.
And put you into hit stun.
Like inherently he's supposed to be a pacifist character already, so it's kind of harder to buy it as him as a fighter, anyways. So I don't know about this one. This one I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's a little depressing because the Ivern gets axed from a lot of stuff because he's unique. Yeah, that's the main downside, right? Yeah, because I like Ivern a lot. He's cool. He's a really interesting character, but like it's just like it's really hard to really sell him on those situations, unfortunately. He's the only champ you can't play in Nexus Blitz. Like, yeah, it's just so shitty. And you basically can't play him in fucking ARAM either. It's just like, really, really unfortunate.
Just a totally weirdo.
Unfortunate. So next is Janna. Janna 75?
I think she's at 10%.
10%, really?
Yeah, I just don't think this character works in a fighting game. I just don't think she comes together kit-wise at all.
Well, here's my question then. Out of the Enchanter supports, who do you think has the highest chance of getting in?
Morgana.
Morgana, interesting.
Or Rakan.
Oh, Rakan. No, Rakan's... I could definitely see Rakan.
I mean, if Rakan gets in, it's probably because Xayah is in and Rakan is part of her kit.
Yeah.
But
you could honestly do those different separate characters if you really wanted to. Taric. Oh, you're right. Actually, there's a lot of enchanters that work better.
Lulu, I would see over Janna, honestly. Like, if they have Viordos. Like, Lulu actually works because of the hat.
Yeah, because of the hat. Yeah, exactly. You would make that hat a part of the hitbox. Set has to be in. No, we're not even talking about Set yet. Set's 100% getting in. Like, yeah. That character is purely bred to be a fighting game character. Him and Riven are the two characters I think that this game will not exist without existing in them. They're two characters who are just meant to be fighting game characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Janna's 10%. Okay, I can see it. Yeah, I was probably thinking too much on like the angle of how do you get an enchanter into this game. But there's clearly a lot. I'm clearly mistaken.
She's just like meh.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. J4 75.
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, yeah, the spear's cool. The flag is cool.
The flag thing, yeah. Like if he can dash through you to the flag.
Yeah, and then do like a knock-up launcher, right? Like there's some cool angles that I think you can take with him.
He's got a cool weapon. J4 is a cool guy, especially if they give him like a redesign at some point.
Yeah, well, she kind of deserves at this point. Like after the big event happened, yeah. I can see 75. My only issue with him realistically is going to be just like making his kit flashy enough. Like his E dash obviously is already there, but his R, and that's kind of it. Like
he's literally just got EQ going on, right?
Yeah, EQ is sick. Don't get me wrong, but like I need a bit more than that in a fighting game character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he would still go through if he was blocked. It would be like he would basically dash to the flag.
Yeah.
And if you were in the way, you would get hit and put into probably a pretty lengthy hit stun. Or block stun.
I think you'd still be minus, but like if you manage to block it, you're probably still minus. But I don't know. We'd have to see.
Yeah. It would depend on what the game plays, right?
Jax 99.
Yeah.
Or 75. Yeah. Dude, Jax.
I'm not happy about it because his design is super boring. But he is. Again, it's like Fiora. He's one of the duelist characters, right?
Yeah. Like, I feel like he just fits really well. He also have a parry stance, which is a dodge essentially, right? Like he works really well. Inherently this character just works really well from multiple levels. The only downside for him really is just going to be how like plain Jane his kid is, which is just hitting the shit out of you. I think you can I hope they are able to do something really interesting with the lamppost and like how he looks. I would love for his lamppost to have like a charge system where it builds up charges and he can like just
becomes on fire.
Yeah, it becomes on fire and then he like trails with it and hits you, and then he like expend charges to do big bursts of damage and stuff like that, right? Like
that could work because he's kind of got like that whole stacking like attack speed mechanic.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm imagining. So like I kind of actually believe it to be a pretty good chance of getting in and actually working quite well. The main issue for him is just like, how do you make it more interesting than that? And like, how do you make him cool? It's kind of harder to do that in IMO, but overall, not bad.
I can see him getting it.
Yeah, exactly. Jace 99 or 75?
I think 75. Like
perfect stance character, right? Like I don't think there's almost no other character in the game that fits a stance character better than Jace, and he works so well in that situation too. Like having the gate to speed him up, do bigger projectiles through.
He's like literally Elfelt, right? In terms of how he would play. Like he has the melee mode,
and
then you enter range stance.
Yeah, and then he has grinders. He basically has Kai's grinders with the gate. Like there's so many things you could hypothetically do with this character. I think it's almost a shoo-in personally. I mean, the only argument you really can make is that his character / personality.
You put him in a 99.
Yeah,
put him in a 99.
Put him in a 99. Yeah, I just think he works too well, man. This character just
again, it's like Jax, where I'm just like, oh, God, why are you so boring?
Yeah, this character is. I'm not a huge fan of Jace from like a conceptual level, but I feel like he just works too well to really deny that he has a high chance. Jhin 99, and they're gonna find a way to do it.
Yeah, I have
This
no
character,
idea how
this character's not going to
will
work.
or
Look,
anything.
okay. I know the YouTube comments and chats going to call us hypocrites for putting a character that we have no idea who could how they could ever make this character into 99. But Jin is just so popular. This character
Jin
is
is like one of the single most popular characters in the entire game for good fucking reason.
Yeah.
And he's also just cool as shit.
yeah. This character is just super cool. There's no universe where this character doesn't get in, like in some
Yeah.
way, like not even as a stage hazard, but like as something that's in the game. He's good. He's replayable. Yeah.
Replayable. You gotta.
Yeah, and I feel like the ammo system is way too cool of a system to have in. If he wasn't Jin, I put him into how why exactly. That is 100% it. That's the thing about Jin. Jin is such an impressive enigma because this is what we're talking about when we're talking about characters like Aphelios. It's like Aphelios would be really cool, but they have to put a lot of work in to make him work, and we're not sure if he's worth it. Jin, you have to put in a fuck ton of work, but they know it's worth it, right?
It's so worth it.
Yeah. So to me, he's a really high chance of getting in personally. So that's my personal bet.
I again have zero fucking clue how you make this
No,
character work.
I have no idea either, but it's gonna happen. That's just a factual statement. It's gonna happen. Kaisa 75.
She's close to 99 too, just because of like her popularity.
Popularity because I just don't know how you even put in a void character into this game, other than Kassadin.
There's a couple I could see in. Like I could see Kazakhstan maybe if they especially
Kazakhs, yeah.
rivalries.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Kazakh Rengar, yeah.
I think she gets in the 99 just because like
popularity.
She's got a kit though, and she lends herself pretty well to a fighting game.
Yeah, I think so.
Like,
Yeah, she dashes around really fast paced, flashy. Yeah, I guess
she's like a short range projectile character, and she's like all over the place, super fast. Like she just kind of feels like she'd fit in well into a fighting game.
I'd be down with it. I'd be down with it. Next, Callista. I want to put her in 75 because I think we were talking about this. We were talking about this on the Discord. I think a character who has the ability to do dash cancels, like Sagat has the ability to dash to Kara cancel his forward medium, I think is his forward medium, forward heavy.
I do not know.
But anyways, the point being is like the ability to cancel his attack animations into dashes or to extend his range by doing short range dashes in between them. Like I feel like this character works really well. And if you really want to make her, it'd be really cool. Also, she has a bunch of spears.
She's a very, very iconic Shadow Isles champion too.
Yeah, we're talking about characters who really would work in Shadow Isles. There's not very many, in my personal opinion.
Agreed.
But she is one of them, and I feel like that alone lends her to some level of credibility. Because if you want to have a Shadow Isles stage, you need Shadow Isles characters, and there's like maybe 2 or 3 that really work for Shadow Isles. So I feel like she might be put in because of that. And like just in general, like can you imagine a character who does very little damage on combo and her finisher blows you up?
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Her entire game plan is just like all about nettling you and stacking up the spears with combo enders, and then just it's like okay, you've been hit by 6 combo chains and you're only at half health.
Yeah,
and it's like rend, and then you're down to like 10%.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. There's too many league champions and too few slots in the roster for Callista again. I want to believe you. I thought you kind of put her in 75. It's just like I'm not sure what other Shadow Isles you can really put in besides the one character we're going to bring up later. I'm not really sure how you can really justify not having Shadow Isles characters in. Because like,
if they want to have,
are we going to put in Maokai? Are we really going to put in Maokai over Callista? Yeah. Really, you know what I mean? Like it's just Yorick even. I mean, maybe I'd be cool with Yorick, but like it's just like I feel like Callista just lends herself much better than a Yorick would.
And she's super iconic. She's pretty well liked.
Yeah,
and it's true. We also don't know how large they want the launch roster to be. We're imagining it's going to be somewhere in the like 12,
just
14,
not as little as Granblue, please. Please, not as little as Granblue.
Yeah, please not that
especially
small.
when Granblue half the characters are Shotos. Please.
Yeah.
Okay, Karma, 10% or 50?
I think probably 10% personally, because it's a combination of her character doesn't really work for this, as well as her kit just does not work for a fighting game. Like the way she's kind of put.
There's no way they're doing 30 characters on release. That'd be absurd.
Not on release. No way.
That'd be almost
way
impossible.
too much work. Like 20 is pushing it.
Yeah, 20 is pushing for a launch roster, especially if they don't know how big the game is going to be on a release. I feel like that's just really hard to really say 30.
Post DLC, I could see this game getting up to 40 characters.
Yeah, Karma has Hadouken and EX Hadouken, and that's it.
And that's it. Yeah, basically.
That's the entirety of her kit. We've done it, boys.
She just doesn't feel like she fits here.
Yeah,
right.
I'd be down to have her, but like I feel like she's so much better for like an Ionian background character than an actual thing. Speaking of background characters, how/why Karthus?
Yeah, agreed. He just does not fit. If there's,
you'd
if
have to
there's
make you would have to make this
finisher-
character break. Yeah, you'd have to make this character break like his character in order to like make him remotely physically able to attack. Like
Maybe you could have him be like a puppet character where he summons revenants and stuff.
yeah, but like even that sounds better for Yorick. Like that's just hard to really debate. Yeah,
Yeah.
this character does not work.
I think the only way he shows up is as a background character, and if there is stage finishers of any sort, his ult will be the stage finisher. From
Oh, that'd be
Shadow
super
Isles.
cool. That'd be super cool.
Yeah, imagine like you set it up and then the beam comes down.
Yeah. Cassidon 75?
Yeah, I think he's a pretty solid 75er, honestly.
Yeah, I
like
feel like he works really well. He's a melee void character. Like the thing is, like I'm taking this in as like, how do you get these void characters into the game and not be unrealistic? It's like Cassidon works pretty well for that. He's like you can use him as a short range teleport character. Lots of left right mix ups. Really really cool. Has a fucking laser sword. Like so he works for that.
Yeah,
Like,
he's got a cool he's got a pretty sweet ass fighting style just in general. And
has a fire.
he
Has a
doesn't-
really you can make his void sphere like a slope approaching fireball if you really wanted to. Like there's
They're just like imagine it just being like a black void that just eats other projectiles.
yeah, exactly, and it slowly travels across, right? And then that mixes up well with his teleports and stuff like that. Like I feel like the character works quite well actually.
His only downside is the fact that his character wise he's a little lame.
Yeah, and so like because of that, it's kind of hard to put him above that. But I could see his kit working really really well. I would consider maining Cassidon on aesthetic alone. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a good statement.
Kale, I think Kale Morgana are both 75s personally.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think Morgana is infinitely more likely than Kale because I think her kit lends itself a lot better and you can do some more interesting things with the way Morgana does magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see...
I'm putting them both here for now because I don't think you do one without the other.
If they're in together.
There's no universe
just
where they
can't.
don't get in together. And speaking of the whole thing we were noticing earlier about rivalries and stuff like that, this is another iconic rivalry, which is just very, very easy to imagine to be in the game. I think both are really cool. If you really want to make like Kale like a comeback character or a meter character where she like spends 50 meter to level up, you know what I mean?
If anybody's gonna have a Dark Phoenix or a Yang style of effect,
It'll be Kale, yeah, exactly. She'd be like when you're on blinking health, she like takes out both swords and then she becomes a different character almost. Yeah,
she's just like ridiculously strong.
Yeah, like that's something I kind of imagine. Like it's pretty easy. Like you said, like a Yang mechanic is. Sorry, just so we're clear, Yang from Ruby, not Yang from SF.
Cross tag Yang.
I put Kale and Morg both in 10%, but I'm too cynical. I mean, yeah, I could see what you're saying. I just feel like they both hypothetically work quite well. It really depends how you really do it. The main issue I have with Morgana is normals, and the main issue I have with Kale is specials. So
I think the way Morgana has been shown, like how she uses her magic and shit, I think you could do something actually really interesting with her normals if you had someone who was creative enough and wild enough to really take it to the 9th degree.
Yeah. Like,
and I think it's again kind of like Jen, where it's like it's a character who's worth doing that for because of Kale.
Yeah,
putting them in together.
Exactly. That's kind of what I imagine. I think Kale, at least in my opinion, I actually think Kale's a higher chance of getting in than Morgana, but because of her working so well as a comeback character, as well as like this level, like she's really like obvious to me. I think they're able to put both in.
And again, it's like her sword. Like she's got a very easy way to make normals work.
Yeah, exactly. Kane, 75 or 99?
I actually think Kane's 50, just because he's kind of like. How do you again? He's like Evelyn and Elise and Fiddlesticks. It's like, how do you do this character justice?
You have to do 50 meter, choose a side, 2 different commands.
Yeah,
like that would be the answer.
You'd have to have like 2 different install supers, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. You would have 2 permanent install supers. There's no way Kane is same tier as Eve, bro. That's what I'm saying, man. I think 75. Come on.
All right. I don't know. Like, I'd really be into seeing him in.
He's a scythe character. Come on, they gotta do a scythe character.
In
all honesty, what we'll probably do, we'll end up doing another tier between 50 and 10. I think that's the real answer here. We'll review this a little bit more as well, but I just feel like the ability to have 2 different install supers works really well. I think that's kind of interesting, and I do think like having a scythe character just generally works in terms of like conceptualization. I think all of his normals are fine. Fiddle's a scythe character too, yeah, but Fiddle we had other issues with.
Fiddle's a scythe character in like visuals only because he doesn't actually have a scythe. Like he doesn't use his scythe to fight at all. It's just part of his decorations to look like a scarecrow.
Yeah, I mean he uses it in his E, I guess. Oh shit, yo Lana, thank you so much for the raid, man. I appreciate it. Holy shit, thank you so much for the follow, guys. Hey, how's it going? We're here discussing the possibilities of League characters making it into the Project L fighting game. So we're talking about things such as like their credibility in terms of like as a character, their marketability, how well we can envision their moves, that sort of thing. But yeah, welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for coming by, and thank you so much for the host, man. I appreciate it. So yeah, I don't know. I think Kane is. I think that's the thing we start comparing now is that they start comparing characters to other characters in the same tier. Like, do we really think Kane has the same chance of getting in as a Yordle?
I guess it's fair. I guess
yeah,
it's
you know what I mean. Like that's the thing is like we almost need a Yordle tier because it's just like I want them to exist.
They'll go all over the place. Like okay, so I think we either need to operate on the assumption that Yordle models will not work.
Yeah,
and then that makes very few Yordle characters available to use, or we operate on the assumption that they will find a way to make Yordle characters work.
I'm personally on the side of that they won't make them work because like there's not as much of the demand for the Yordle characters as
I think they go with the workaround.
They go with the workaround characters. So like Heimerdinger in a robot suit, or Rumble in his robot suit, or
like Lulu with her hat,
or like Poppy with her armor, just like being bigger. You know what I mean? Like those are things I can believe. Speaking of which, Kennen also. Like, I'm just not. I think
he actually goes into 10% because I think he's even less interesting than the other Yordles.
That's fair. I think he's a cool combo mechanic where with a number of hits and stuns, which inherently lends itself well. But you're right. I just don't think the. I want to move Mumu down to 10 too, honestly, comparatively to Fizz. Compared to Fizz and Gnar, I think Fizz and Gnar have legitimate like abilities to be relevant in a fighting game, where these two just it's like I don't really get it at all.
You're right. Corki floating would work to make him not like short, although he would have the weird thing where like how do you handle lows? But the problem with that is that would mean that Corki would need to be a real boy.
Yeah,
Corki is not a real boy.
Yeah. Kha'Zix, what are you feeling? 75 or 99?
I'm feeling 75 for Kha'Zix.
Me too.
Because I could see him.
I would really like him a lot. Mumu feels right in 10%. Me too. Kha'Zix to me, like I really wish there was I really hope he gets some sort of cool mechanic where if like he scores a knockdown or like build spends meter, he can evolve in mid combat. Like that's a really thing to me too. Like and they can like a choosing your install.
Like, I could see them being just like he's just got claw spikes wings.
Yeah, that's fair. They can just make him have all. They can make him have all of them from minute one. Yeah.
Like that like his splash art, he has like the 3 major evolves.
Yeah. EX. Yo, that's actually Chipman with the 3000 IQ play. EXs do the evolve forms. That's really cool. That is actually really cool. Oh, yeah, because like sick.
That makes a lot of sense all of a sudden. Because then you can have like his Q be like this forward normal thing, like it's this top, and then the EXQ is like got double the range.
Yeah, it's that's actually Chipman with the sauce. That's actually a great idea. Actually, that's actually awesome. Spikes are an anti-air. Cool. Yeah, Spikes is an anti-air makes 100% sense. That's a
and then instead of wings, you give him his ult as a teleport, and then EX teleport. He can like do it multiple times.
Yeah, no, this character. EX Spikes anti-air sounds sick. Yeah, but this character is... I almost want to put him as 99, just I'm envisioning all the cool shit. Like, that's a really cool... That's a really cool idea. All right. This is what I'm here for, man. It's not even about the fucking livelihood. I just want to imagine these characters in fighting games. Man. Next, Kindred. Kindred to me is a 10%er, not because I don't think she couldn't do it, but because I feel like the character works so... Yeah, like how do you justify this character in a fighting game?
She could be cool. She could be really cool, but they'd have to work really hard. And I think it's just one of those.
Maybe even how why. Yeah, I could put into how why. It's just like to me. It's just like how do you justify this character being in the game? You almost shouldn't. Yeah, and it's not from it's not even from a how do you make this character kit work? I think you could easily do it. The question is like how do you make this character? It's already kind of a narrative break that she's even playable in League of Legends. In all honesty, it's just like how do you really make this character do her justice and not cheapen her character, right? Boss fight character. Oh, that's a possibility too. That'd be kind of cool.
If there's gonna be a boss fight character, it's gonna be Aatrox or like Mordekaiser or like Cho'Gath. Like Cho'Gath is actually a good
boss character. Yeah, I'd be down with that. Kled, high 50s or low 75s.
I think he's low 75s.
This is what I mean. A character who works. This is the type of character because not only does he have the giant hat, but he also has Skarl, which makes him inherently obvious to.
I mean, like imagine like if he gets knocked off a Skarl and all of a sudden his hitbox changes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like this is a very, very obvious one for me, right? This makes a lot of sense for me. Kled would be sweet. I would be super down to see Kled in this game. Super, super cool. I think that works really well.
He'd just be rad. And again, like his personality is awesome for a fighting game.
Yeah, me too. Kog'Maw, how/Y or 10%?
10%.
10%. Like, how do you make this character work, man?
Very strangely. Like, you could do it, and there's some reason to, due to how the Void roster looks.
Yeah.
But God, it'd be really odd.
Yeah, like, I just don't. Why the fuck would you do this? like, I just don't know, man. This one's just hard. This one's just hard. I'm putting how why. It's just like why.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like, God, it'd be so bizarre.
It'd be really weird.
Maybe something with like acid, like maybe it's like kind of like acidic alien in some ways.
But it's really hard to buy that character. LeBlanc 50-50 or 75?
Yeah, I think she gets into 50-50 because she, again, it's just kind of like she's weird to imagine in a fighting game, but I could see you doing some interesting stuff with her, like duplication
as well as her hop. Her hop would be really interesting, like instant side swaps and stuff like that. Like,
yeah, if any character is going to be like a complete mix-up monster, it's going to be LeBlanc.
Yeah, obviously 50-50s. Yeah,
it's all about misdirection, anyways, and that's like, imagine if she has like what's his name, Hibiki from BlazBlue.
Yeah, it's like different clones going different angles, stuff like that. Yeah. I could see that for sure. Personally, I'm definitely down for like a 50-50, but I can't see anything more than that.
I think she's just weird to see in the roster.
Yeah. 99, Lee Sin?
Yeah.
This is not even debatable. Like I don't think this is even remotely. This is a character who you can see just vastly in a fighting game. Like the very fact that QRQ is such a fighting game combo. Like, it's just
my only thing is I don't know if he'll get in the base roster.
I don't think he'll get in the base roster either. I agree.
But he's extremely likely for the first season of DLC.
100%. This is a character who's insanely popular, works incredibly well in a fighting game, literally has almost no reason not to be in one. Yep. This is very obvious. Like,
he should be here.
He should be here. Yep. Leona, I'm putting with Diana. Just I think they both should be 99s. There's no other Targon character who really gets to this extent, especially if we want to do the fighting game aspects of having rivals. This is the rivalry of Targon, and
what if that's the name of this game? Is Rivals of Runeterra?
Rivals of Runeterra would be sick name, actually, but the only reason why they wouldn't do that is because of Rivals of Aether. But like that would still be sick. But yeah, Leona works really well. Having a shield, I would love to have a sword shield character like Cassandra or Savicia from.
She works really, really well. Just like as again, kind of like Braum, where like everything she does with the shield is armored, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything is just bounced off, and she attacks you with the shield. Like this is another like almost kind of parry style character I could see.
Yeah, or guard points. You know what I mean? Like certain points where she swings like, during certain frames, she has her shield up so she can guard and then hit things. Like there's a lot of character moments you can really make really easily with Leona, and I feel like certain things like her fireball being like a gap closer, for example, would be really obvious, right? Like there's some things you could really easily do with this character.
Like Solar Flare could be a really sweet super.
Yeah, there's Solar Flare as like a screen wide super to help her get in easier if someone like pushes a button at long range.
Or even just like a cinematic one, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, even just a cinematic one.
She's stunned. Like she pins you to the ground with her sword, and then she prays to the sun, and then the fucking orbital laser cannon.
Yeah, orbital laser cannon. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'd be super down for that. Next, Lysandra, 10% or 50%?
I think 50%. Kind of a lot of the same reasons as LeBlanc. It's just like this character, you could make this character work, but just kind of why would you?
Yeah, I don't understand. There's just better reps. There's just better choices. Like if you really want to do this, you could. It's just I just don't see her kit working. Feels like Karthus in many ways, but at least she's like tangible.
She has her whole ice magic thing going on.
Like if she wanted to raise her hand and like ice sparks, like ice spikes go as her normals, like kind of like Hilda. You know what I mean? Like you could do that.
Very similar to Hilda. She could summon her ice thralls as part of her mechanics.
Yeah. Like I could see this character hypothetically working. I wouldn't be excited to see her, but like I could see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be super upset if she was in. It just doesn't. I don't know. I'm just meh on it.
Yeah. Lulu also in the 50s with the other Yordles.
Yeah, I think so. I think of the Yordles, she's got a very good shot at getting in because she gets around the short problem with her hat.
Yep.
And she's like a very fun character to imagine in a fighting game.
Also, Pix is really cool.
Weird.
Pix would be really cool for like setup shenanigans. Like you can treat her like Ramathal's swords. Like Pix can shoot like shit from there. Yeah.
Ramathal's swords or New 13's drones, just like kind of neat.
Yeah, kind of neat. I'd be down to see it. We'd have to see though. Lux, is this another character who gets into 75, 99 just for sheer character alone?
I think she gets into 99 honestly because it's just like it's Lux.
Yeah, like this is a character who I really don't see the normals really working too well, unfortunately. But like,
but she has like she can do some sort of like
staff stuff.
Like she is military trained. So
I could see some things for sure. It's harder to see it, but I'm down to at least see it hypothetically.
Wolfie, we don't know if it's 1v1 or 2v2, but it's highly, highly likely that it's 1v1.
Yeah. Malphite, how/why, just because of size. Yeah. Like, it's background character exclusive, basically.
This is the same thing as Galio, except Galio has more going for him in the sense where it's like Galio has a really sweet personality and would be fun as fuck. Malphite is just a rock.
Malphite is just a rock. Rock solid, my guy.
Rock solid.
What a fucking meme character. I mean his spells can do okay normals. Make him a stage background. Make him a stage. Just make him the stage.
That would if there's gonna be an Ixtal stage, I would be super down if like Malphite was part of it. He like raised out of the background or something like that.
Malzahar 50/50 character?
Yeah.
He's another summon puppet character, but his summons aren't as obviously like interesting.
They're not as cool as Azir's.
Yeah, if we're gonna talk about puppet characters who are just a bunch of army units, it's just like I feel like Azir just handles that so much better. And if we're talking about singular pets, I feel like Annie does that better.
I could see Malzahar doing a fairly decent Jacko impression, where like you set up void rifts that generate.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm imagining too. But like that's the only one I'm like super sold on, and even then I'm not like.
Malzahar is just like he's not a super interesting character. He's just kind of like, I can take or leave him being here.
Same. Speaking of another 50/50, Maokai.
Yeah, I think Maokai actually almost gets into 10% for me, but I think he's got enough going on that I could see them wanting to put him in if they had like a really, really sweet idea. But there's not really much that makes me want to push for him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool for his like sapling setups and stuff like that, but like I'm just not. I don't know. It just doesn't seem that interesting to me, at least.
And he's just not. He's not super popular. He's like decently well liked. It's just like, no one's gonna really be that upset if Maokai's not here.
Yeah. Master D 99.
Yeah.
His character's too sick. He's gonna have an install super that's just Highlander, and he's gonna beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like Jax and it's like Jax and Jace, where it's like I'm kind of resigned because I'm like, you're so boring.
Yeah, and like you can tell he's gonna have a dash slash, which is Alpha Strike that lets him go through projectiles. Like he's gonna have a bunch of shenanigans.
He'll have some sort of like armor meditate thing that he can use to like cancel normals and do crazy links.
Yeah. Why is Malphite how? Why? Because he's gigantic. He's the size of a mountain.
He's huge, and he's also extremely boring, and no one cares.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to downscale him, and that's a similar thing as Galio is that you have to.
I actually don't see like Elena, or is that how you pronounce her name from Street Fighter?
Yeah, Street Fighter 4.
I don't see that being meta tight because one of Yi's few mechanics in actual League is the fact that you can use meditate to auto cancel stuff
and parry shit too.
Yeah, and do like crazy like block one hit of damage and cancel your auto attack animation.
You want to hear something wild? I think meditate's gonna be a focus attack.
I could see that actually. Like that would work for me. And if you can use it to normal cancel stuff, and all of a sudden Yi has access to these ridiculous links that no other character can do.
I wouldn't rule it downsizing. I wouldn't rule it out. It's just like it's hard. I'd rather them downsize Galio than Malphite, and it's just like
agreed.
Malphite, even if he were to get downside, I wouldn't be excited to see this kit or his personality or his abilities or anything in the game. Galio at least has so much going for him in a fighting game. If he was a normal sized character, Galio would be
in like 75, 99%.
Yeah. Like he'd almost be certainly in. Malphite, even if he was a normal sized person, I would not give a shit about Malphite, and that's kind of my issue with them right now. Also, he's up for a redesign and stuff like that too. So it's just like it's harder for me to really put as much faith into Malphite.
Yeah.
MF 99. Like that she's
Same place as GP.
Literally the only thing she has going against her is that Lucian's in the game as well, and for dual gun character, that is the only thing I can think of.
But MF also has the problem of like that her base design is kind of shitty, but they've proven with LOR that they're willing to give her an actual good design.
Yeah, MFGP are rivals as well. Like she lends herself so well. Like those two characters are basically the entirety of Bilgewater from a conceptual level.
MF's crazy popular. Like
MF's super popular.
I think Lucian and MF fight significantly. Like Lucian is going to be a lot more up in your face.
Yeah, Lucian's a rush down. Yeah, Lucian's very much a rush down character, whereas MF is more like a mid range character, right? Like a setup character almost. So she's my thing is like I can very easily picture GP's gameplay. MF is more of a question mark to me. I don't have as much of an issue with it. I think she's gonna have like bullet ricochet as her main mechanic.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Like she'll shoot off the floor, bounce off the floor, hit high, or she shoots it behind her, it ricochets off the top of the map, or something like that. Like all these like really cool like ricochet plays and stuff like that. And then of course she'll have like her ultimate as just like a you remember New 13's Blade Barrage.
Yeah,
it's gonna be that. It's just gonna be a giant bullet storm that does a bunch of damage full screen.
I can see it. All right, yeah.
So to me, that's how I sort of see her working. And then she's agile enough where she can do like slide kicks or like hook kicks or stuff like that, right?
She could very easily have like a kind of I don't want to say like kickboxing, but like that sort of.
Yeah, well, with her hands on her guns, like she can easily do a bunch of kick moves as her normals. Like it's not that hard to believe.
And like she probably can have some gun kata stuff too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think it'll be more focused in Lucian, but maybe she'll have more brawling type of style, like swinging her gun like pistol whip someone. You know what I mean? Like it's Like I said, they'll find a way for sure. Mordekaiser as a boss character would be hilarious, but as a normal character, what do you think he gets in?
I think he's a 75. I think he's like kind of the same thing as Aatrox, where he's fighting with Garen and Darius in terms of being the big beefy armor dude. But Mord is also just really cool.
Mord is really cool. He has a really like obvious like kit you can make him have too, like where his grab hits people who are standing or crouch blocking, and they have to jump it, right? Like
he actually works really well as a grappler style character.
Yeah, which is hilarious because he doesn't really seem like one. But I feel like if you made him like a really like lumbering, just slowly walk toward you and beat the shit out of you with like plus frames and like armor, I feel like he works really well for that.
Huge, meaty, long range hits.
Yeah,
I don't know how you do Death Realm justice in a fighting game, but I imagine it's probably just like a cinematic super where he sends you to the Death Realm.
Yeah, or it's probably like a what's it called? You know, it'd be really funny if if Death Realm just puts you into the corner no matter where you are.
It's like again it's like Sing from Squiggly or
exactly. Like to me it just makes a lot of sense hypothetically.
They won't give him Dragon Ghost. Actually, you know what? They could give him Dragon Ghost as a nod. I could imagine if he sends you to the Death Realm and then
there's a Dragon Ghost in there flying by. Yeah.
Well, like a Ghost Dragon comes in and attacks you. Like I can see that
as part of a cinematic super. Yeah, I can see it as a reference. It'd be pretty fun actually. I'd be kind of cool with that.
That'd be a nice little nod.
Nami, 50 or 10?
50? I think she's 50. I think she's.
I can see it. It's just hard. It's hard to. First of all, she has to be floating.
Yeah, but the thing is with Nami, she floats low enough to the ground that you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah,
about,
you just have her tail like an inch off the ground, right? And then so that the normal blows would still hit. I could see a lot of the kit. The main issue for me is really just gonna be like, how do you really make the water specials really interesting to me? Like it's just
I could see like again, it's like Malzahar and Maokai, where it's like I could see it happening. It's just like, do you really want to?
It's just like this is something you want to spend your time on compared to some other characters above her. It's just like
the only thing she's got going for her is the fact that she would be a unique like body type because she's a mermaid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, like she looks very visually distinct from the rest of the cast. But,
And it's not distinct enough that where it has the issues. Stage manipulation for Nami, that'd be interesting. I'm not really sure how you would really do it properly. I feel like if you want to do stage manipulation, I feel like it would be definitely like Talia or something.
Yeah, like you could maybe do something with her setting up puddles and stuff like that.
Yeah, like Orca from Rivals. Yeah, like something like that would be cool. It's just harder to really envision it entirely, but I'd be okay with it. Just one of those things where you'd really have to put a lot of work into it. Nasus, 50 or 75?
I think he's getting a 75. Again, a lot of that is buoyed up by the strength of Renekton and Nasus as a really classic rivalry.
Yep. And the streamer doesn't really have any combative targets. I really like if you really think about it, I really don't see Sivir and Talia being incredibly like
I could see Talia, but like it's at like the same level that I could see Nasus and Renekton.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just harder for me to really sell that at the same level. Yeah, like this one's just really hard to really say for sure. I think he works really well for multiple levels. He has a curse for Oki. He has AoE denial. He obviously has his Q, which is probably just like a big hammer strike, right? And you probably just build it. You make it more of like something. The more it hits in a round, the more damage it does.
Or you can like pump multiple 25-meter things.
Oh, that'd be so funny. You can just put like four. You put full bar into it if you really wanted to. That'd be so funny.
And then it like guard crushes or something.
Yeah. No, I feel like there's ways you could definitely do it. It's just harder, and I do think he would work overall though.
He is also pretty iconic as well. Like Nasus is a fairly iconic champion, so I could see it.
Yeah. Nautilus, is he just in the 10% because of size?
Yeah, I wouldn't have said so like maybe a year ago, but we have been shown how large this man is.
This man is a gigantic fortress.
Yeah.
I would love to have him in. Don't get me wrong. I would just love to have him in, but I just don't see how you would do it. He's probably be in the background of Bilgewater.
Yeah, well, he'll probably
on the horizon, you can see his eyes like coming out from the water and then coming back down or something like that.
Or like you can see his ship getting dragged down by his anchor or something.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I think he like certain characters really fit really well in this as like stage characters. But it's really unfortunate because I would love to have him in the game.
I agree. He's very much like Galio to me, where if they are gonna do downsizing, Nautilus is one of the ones I want to see downsized. Just because Nautilus is just cool.
Yeah. Nico 50.
50 or 75, I think probably
75 is harder for me to really sell on here.
Yeah, like she's popular and she's well liked, but the biggest problem is just the fact that it's like, again,
wait, can you imagine if they just made her Shang Tsung?
No, wait, what if she's the canonical explanation for every mirror match?
Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking cry, shut up.
Could you imagine? That's
how Nico gets in. That's how Nico gets in. She's actually the mirror match. I'd actually, that'd be so funny.
Yeah, he is the size. Not to answer your question, Wimpy Man. Nautilus is the size of a kraken. Like he's gigantic. Shown throwing krakens around like they're nothing. He's fucking huge.
Yeah, the character is unfortunately just super massive, and it's hard to imagine like Garen fighting him. It's just it doesn't really make much feasible sense. Here's actually an interesting one. Actually, Nidalee as a shapeshifter, I think is actually in his 75.
Yeah, agreed. I think of all the shapeshifters, she's probably the one that has the best time getting in.
Yeah. Also, remember, dog characters have been proven to work. Like Valkenhayn. Nico is just Mokujin. Nico as Mokujin would be hilarious, actually.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Yeah. So Nidalee also works. Dog.
Literally just be Valkenhayn. She could literally just be Valkenhayn, where like you transform into her cat form and it costs meters.
Yeah.
Like,
I'd be super down with that. Actually, that makes super sense to me. Also, I'm not sure if you've played Punch Planet, but Dog in Punch Planet also is a dog character. Like all these like close to the ground characters, and you just make them large enough so they still hit on mids and stuff like that.
But they can low profile highs.
Sure. Yeah, or something like that, right? Like I'm sure there's ways you could do this properly. I'm pretty down with it, and yeah, I think Witchell has a pretty good shot of getting in. Actually, Nico actually has a pretty solid. Sorry. Nidalee has a pretty good chance of getting in. Actually,
I'd be excited to see her in. That's for sure.
Sorry, 1 second. All right, so next we have Nunu.
So if we are gonna get like a Terrafor clone, I actually think that Nunu is infinitely more likely to be it than
Annie Tibber. Yeah, that's actually fair. That's actually completely fair. Actually, I'd be super down for this.
75%.
75? I just don't think he's gonna get in. I think Annie's gonna get in.
Yeah, that's true in terms of raw popularity.
Yeah,
I think I'd put him in 75 just because I could very easily see him as DLC down the line.
Sure. Okay, I'm down for that. I just don't think he's gonna get in before Annie does. I think Annie's just much more iconic.
Agreed. But he's so unique in temperament, and like he adds a very nice like light fluffy slice to the roster. You know.
I spent 100 points and I got was purple. Oh my god. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm so sorry guys, but I might have to take a small step out. I have to take care of some stuff for a bit. I might be back on this evening to finish this up because I just realized we're going pretty long with this. But we'll make a timestamp here and save it for sure. But I might have to hop out for a bit. Nunu is a puppet character. I feel like there's better puppet characters. I feel like Azir is a much better puppet character. I feel like Annie could be a much better puppet character. Whereas Nunu Willem, I feel like they work so well together on top of each other. Like Terrathor is just so. What is it? Is it Terrathor? I can't remember.
I think it's Terrafor.
Yeah. What the character from MK10.
Yeah,
that's exactly kind of what the character I'm imagining, right? Where they're literally on top of each other and they have moves based on that.
Yeah, because like as a puppet character, he doesn't make sense to me because they're so they're so tied together. Like they work together all the time. Oh God.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let me just go ahead and get everything else here together. Olaf, what are you feeling for Olaf? He's just a mess, dude. Does someone really want to play as Olaf?
I mean, Olaf could be cool if he didn't look like shit.
Yeah, I'm putting him in 50 personally. This character works. I just don't think this character works on everything. It's just fucking aesthetic. Just kind of meh.
Garbage. He just looks terrible.
I'm sorry.
Even Wild Rift Olaf just does not look great.
Yeah, these guys need facelifts really badly to make them look more interesting, more unique. But yeah. Oh, hey, thanks so much, Webby, man. We'll be doing more of this content soon, actually. Me and Soda have been like doing these sort of things like casually as for fun recently.
Yeah, just randomly.
And then we're like, man, we have a lot to talk about. We should actually just stream these and like record them as content because they're actually pretty fun to talk about, especially when we're talking about all this sort of stuff. He also
you're right. He clashes with Trainemere, and like Trainemere is a much more iconic champion too, right?
Talking about puppet characters, Orianna 75.
Yeah, I want to see Orianna in because like her ball gameplay sounds sick.
Yeah,
that sounds super cool.
I think Orianna would be super cool in a fighting game. It'd be hard to make her normals not sell them properly because she's a robot and she's really rigid in her movements, so it's hard to really sell those normals properly. But at the same time,
she's a robot lends it to like she can just have blades come out of her arm, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I think there's more things you can do with her. And like they're gonna find a way to make this work because I feel like the ball gameplay actually works so well.
You know who she is? She's Miss Fortune from Skullgirls.
She is.
She with the head off game?
Yeah, head on, head off. Oh, that'd be actually pretty funny. Actually, holy shit. Orianna is Rosalina and Luma. Yeah, that's another one too. Actually, yeah. There's actually I feel like this character works really well. Actually, I almost want to put her 99 if it wasn't for the fact like she doesn't really have a huge narrative and like character tie.
Yeah. Again, I think she's another character who I could very easily see as DLC.
I think anyone in 75 are characters we would fully expect to be in the game at some point. 99 are characters that are definitely going to get in for sure, and then like that's sort of how we sort of contextualize this. At least from my perspective. Ornn, man, I would love to have Ornn in the game.
Ornn would be really cool to have in, but again, it's like, how do you make this character work?
I'm down to put him in 50-50 for now, just because I feel like this character is really cool.
Agreed.
I wonder how you do this.
I'd like to see them put the work in to make him work,
mm-hmm.
but it's just like this. How do you make this character?
Put Ornn in the game. Put him in the game. Trust me, man. I want him in the game. He's cool.
Agreed. He's just super cool.
Yeah. Pantheon 75.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, this character is a pure combat character. Really cool stuff. His intro is going to be him coming down with Grand Skyfall. Like it's this character.
Okay, so if we're going with the rivals angle, Pantheon and Aatrox.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly. I think that these characters would be like a great DLC pass together. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like the God Killer and
exactly. Yeah, like they work really well as a DLC pass together. 99. I'm not sure about 99. I feel the only reason why I don't think 99 is because I think Pantheon's tied to Aatrox, and Aatrox has a much lesser chance of getting in. I think Pantheon on his own is 99, but I feel like if you're gonna put in Pantheon, you have to put in Aatrox, and like Aatrox not getting in is an issue. Pantheon's same tier as Morgana. Okay, that's but we're talking about rivalries.
I actually legitimately think Pantheon and Morgana are about the same odds to get in, which is a little weird, right? Like, but I just don't think these
are actually the opposite of each other. It's like Pantheon I think has a 99, and I think Kale's a 99, and they're both held back by their counterpart, who I feel like only gets in.
Like, the thing is, I could see Pantheon getting in on his own. Just it's kangaroo court. I could see Pantheon very much getting in on his own without Aatrox on occasion too. But it's also like Pantheon doesn't have a lot of like weird terminology here. He doesn't have a lot of narrative stocks at the moment where it's like he's not huge. He's not hugely popular. He's not hugely important to the story. He's just really cool. Yeah, and he probably deserves to be in the spotlight more than he is. but he's very much kind of put to the sidelines.
Yeah, because like right now, for example, we know that Leona and Diana are the Targon characters right now, unfortunately, and like I would love to have Pantheon in there too, but like it's pretty evident to me, at least from what we've seen in terms of narrative, in terms of gameplay, in terms of like even production of where these characters are going. Diana and Leona are constantly pushed as the forefront of this region, which is unfortunate. Aren't they making a massive fuck ton of Pantheon lore? I mean, not any more so than they did it for the rework, and that was about it so far.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything else about Panth since then.
Yeah,
which is a shame.
Which is a shame. No, cool he's genuinely one of my favorite characters. So, yeah.
I'd be super excited to see him in. So yeah. I hope I'm lowballing it here.
Yeah. Poppy, 50%. There's another viable Yordle who I can easily see being in the game because of the size, and you can even make her hammer stand up. So you want to do that? You could like there's a lot of ways you can make this character work. I feel like she's really cool. Just because, can you imagine how she's like she's like Armika. She's Armika in SF5. Yeah. She's fine in neutral. As soon as she gets you into the corner, you're fucking dead. Like
yeah. She just is like, you are now my complete bitch. Like,
yeah, this character is such a perfect character for like just rushing people down in the corner and just smashing them in. It's just like I feel like this character works. 75 IMO. I almost want to put her there. I feel like she is one of the higher tier Yordles. I really do.
She's also one of the more iconic Yordles too. Like,
yeah, I'll put her in a higher level. This is probably the upper limit of a Yordle can really make it. I think.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm down for 75. You're right, guys. I think 75 is fair here. Yeah. All right, this one I'm biased for. You say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Okay. So, God, he could be so cool. He could be so fucking cool. I think 75% is where he ends up.
Yeah.
Just because, like, God, you could go so hard on this character. He's like almost.
He's just Scorpion. Good. He's just fucking Scorpion from MK. That's all he is, and he's gonna be so cool. He's gonna dash through you, stun you. He has a second hit as he goes through, like flings you, grabs you, pulls you in, and the instant kill his IK, like on his super.
He can have teleports and shit with Ghostwater Dive. Like, this character just works. But it's like he's almost. I would say he's almost in the exact same situation as Jin.
Mm-hmm.
Except with a kit that lends itself even better to a fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just not quite at that level, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he's really close. I think,
make him go into the floor with his W. Yeah, W is his teleport. His E will be a dash that has a secondary hit afterwards that people have to block. Right? You have to respect the dash through. It will be a dash through that has a lingering hitbox. His Q is very obviously a damage tool as well as like a pull. Like, there's so many ways this character works. He's just so cool. I feel like this character just works on multiple levels.
I almost want to put him into 99. But
I almost do too. Like,
it's not quite.
I'm so biased. I'm really biased. So I'm checking myself out of this conversation, unfortunately, just because I would put him in 99 every time. This character's my boy. He's just so fucking cool. But yeah, I unfortunately just don't feel like that's gonna work. Unfortunately for him, and he's gonna get it eventually. I think he's gonna get it eventually.
I agree. God, could you imagine the Pike trailer? Could you imagine
it's
that?
Gonna be sick. It's gonna be so sick.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
Kaisa's in 99, put Pike in 99. Okay, we're going to go over this again later. Don't worry. We're going to go over this again later.
Yeah.
Kiana. I think this is a solid 75 for me personally.
Yeah, she is. And I don't like it, but
she's like the ring weapon is really unique. It's really interesting.
Really cool way you could design all her normals.
Yeah.
She has an interesting, like, you could have her specials do slightly different things depending on different situations.
Yeah,
and, like,
her personality's S tier for a fighting game. Like,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, she fits so well. Just all the smack talk.
Yeah, no, this character is almost a shoe-in entirely. I almost want to put her 99 just because there's no Ixtal characters.
Agreed.
Like that's how crazy this character is.
I think actually legitimately Ixtal holds her back.
Yeah. She deserves to be in it. I'm putting her 99 because she truly is like the only character you could really realistically see, maybe other than Zyra and Rengar in it from Ixtal. This character just works so well. She works so well from a character perspective. She works really well from even a gameplay perspective. She's super fat. Like, she's similar to Akali in how flash she is, how over the top speed she is. Like, the character just works on multiple levels for me. I just feel like the character just works super well.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I'll put her 99 just because I feel like she's gonna make it, because there's no other other than Rengar. There's not really an Ixtal character we can go with here. Quinn, 50.
Yeah, I almost want to say 10, but I think she's got enough going on that she sneaks into 50.
Yeah, this is a character. This is like low 50s for me. This is like a character 10. Very well might be, guys. I don't know how you make this character work well.
you could do some cool stuff with Valor, kind of like this. But I feel like I think the big problem with her is that other characters do what she wants to do with Valor so much better. Like Oriana is just such a way cooler implementation of that idea.
Yeah, every tag team character beats her out almost inherently, right? So like Valor's again the glorified projectile, right? So it's like, how do you I guess a blind mechanic, but fuck that. Yeah, exactly. I think the only strong tie she really has is her E as a jump back kick.
Yeah, I think if she was gonna be in, I think she'd look almost unrecognizable from her League form. Like she wouldn't. I think like you just don't include any of her abilities from League, and you just give her basically a completely new kit.
Yeah, I'm putting her in 10. I put her in 10 just because I feel like it's really hard to really see this kit actually come to fruition. It's almost a complete reimagining. It's almost impossible to really envision as a full character to me, at least. She's also a scouting vision based character thematically. Yeah, it doesn't really fit, but yeah, who knows? She's also the first of the fight, so you could argue that like it makes sense. But like, yeah, it's hard to really imagine, honestly.
Yeah, and she's on the list now for reworks and stuff. So
yeah, I'll put her in there.
Rakan and Zaya are tied. They have to go together.
Or do you put Rakan as a separate character and assume that if Zaya gets in, Rakan's a support character for her?
I think Zaya's almost 99 to get in, and I think Rakan will be part of Zaya's moveset.
Okay, so let's do that then. So let's do Zaya Rakan together in 99. Yeah. So I personally don't think Zaya as a Rakan is going to be playable on his own. I think Rakan's going to be a part of Zaya's kit.
I think that just makes too much sense. I mean, and they'll probably still be Zaya and Rakan on like
the character select. Yeah, it'll be like Android 18. You know what I mean? Where it's clearly both of them. Right, but it'll be Zaya, or they do swap characters, which would be cool too. But
that would be cool. Like if you could actually like tag between the two, that would be kind of rad.
Yeah, like Armika style. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I just think like Zaya for sure is gonna get in, and by extension, Rakan's gonna get in some way. If he's not playable, he's a part of her kit. Like Zeku. Oh, like Zeku would be cool actually.
Yeah, like they're kind of they almost play like a stance character in the sense it's like you have Zaya stance and Rakan stance.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have them fight at the same time together, and like they're
they just make them have swap characters, and then also have them have an assist move based on which one's currently active.
In the back, and the other one's in the background or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rammus, do you make him 50 or make him 75? We were memeing about him, but unironically, this character has a chance.
Yeah, I think he goes 50.
I think it was high 50. He's like really high 50, where it'd be really funny to see him and it's possible.
This would be a god tier meme character.
Yes, exactly. Right? Yeah, this would be, if you're gonna make a true meme character, I feel like Rammus is just actually it. I'd be really happy to see him.
Like you said, unironically, this character would actually have kind of a sick kit in a fighting game.
Yeah. If he had metered, make the person press a button, that'd be the funniest shit in the universe.
Yep.
It'd be really stupid.
Powerball just works. He works really well as just like an armor character.
Yeah, the hardest part is really going to be normals for him, and I think that's
actually I think the hardest part is a combination of normals and the fact that he's so small.
Yeah,
he is small.
Yeah, he is small. You'd have to scale him up technically and do something like that. So I'll put him in 50 for now with the Yordles type of thing, where it's just like these are characters that would function. We just don't know how they would do it. Rek'Sai, 10%.
Yeah, I think she's 10%. Even though I'd really love her to get in because I think she could be really, really cool.
I think she's a Shurima stage thing.
Yeah, she's in the background.
Yeah.
Hanging out. Agreed.
Yeah.
She could be really cool though.
Yeah. She would be really cool. I just don't know. I just don't know how you would do it properly. This is something that's really difficult to really make into a fighting game character. Yeah. Renekton, same with Nasus, 75s.
Yep.
I feel like this character, really solid character, works really well with Nasus if you really want to make it happen.
I think he's even. I
think he's more suited for the fighting game, but I never see Renekton getting into a game without Nasus being there as well.
I agree. Well, it would just be so weird, right?
It'd be very bizarre, right? Like the two of them are really closely connected, so it's just hard to really. It's the same, like similar to Leona, Diana, Xayah, Rakan. These are characters that narratively just don't make sense to be alone.
Agreed.
So, like, same with Rengar and Kha'Zix. We'll get to Rengar shortly. Literally right next. So, speaking of which, Rengar, 75 with Kha'Zix.
Yep. I think this is one of those situations. Actually, this is one of those situations where I think Kha'Zix is being held back by Rengar just because, like, Rengar's kit is a lot harder to make feel good in a fighting game, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, what do you do? Do you have bushes? Like, do you have bushes in the map? Like,
without like, the leap thing, he's kind of just, like... he's just kind of a dude with a knife.
Dude with a knife. I mean, he has bullet strike, but yeah, I kind of get what you mean. It's harder to really design. You'd really
Bullet strike is cool because that could be like a setup tool that makes people's frame data worse or something.
yeah, and you
Or
could like
or
toss
like a
up,
dagger fireball or something.
yeah, or it would go through fireballs and slow people or something like that. Like there's hypothetical options you could do with it. But I just feel like the we struck gold talking about EX Cosmetics, and I feel like
Yeah,
I feel like that's so cool.
Stuff.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you cannot have one of them without the other here. I don't think. Like.
I think you could. I think you could have Kha'Zix without Rengar, but you can't have Rengar without Kha'Zix.
Yes, I think that's a fair point. Okay, I'll stay with you on that one. Dude with a knife can be very scary in the right situation. I agree.
He doesn't have the best knife in the game.
All right, Riven 99.
Yeah,
Literally designed as a fighting game character.
Yeah, it's not even a question.
Not even a question. I almost don't even want to bother talking about it. But like, Q is basically a fighting game combo. E is easily an empowered dash. W is like a quick burst damage ability that you can use for combo filler or for a stun.
She literally has an install for
and
her
install is an ultimate with a built-in finisher. Like this character is meant to be a fighting game character. Rumble, I'm putting in 75 actually.
Yep, agreed. Same as
Heimerdinger. Like we were basically cheating when we said Heimerdinger's thing because that's basically what Rumble is, right? Like Rumble is the Yordle and a robot.
I think funnily enough, I think Heimerdinger is more likely to come in with that than Rumble because Rumble is kind of like, who are you?
Yeah. I feel you. Like Heimerdinger is much more iconic than Rumble is, but at the same time, I will give credence to the fact that they could easily do it the same way if they really wanted to, and then
and they can make Trista really cool.
Yeah,
as a mech.
Exactly right, and then they can make it do like a bunch more different things than Heimer's was. Like you can make it have a whole gauge mechanic involved with it too, based on specials, like
the heat gauge.
Yeah, you do a bunch of stuff like that make it legitimately interesting. So I'm okay with it. I'm actually pretty cool with it. I think it has a legitimate shot at getting in.
Agreed.
Next is Rise.
Yeah.
75.
Yeah, I think so.
Like he's the main character, but like it's like I don't.
He's so lame though.
He's kind of lame, and I don't really know how this kit works in a fighting game so much. I'd be cool with it.
Do some interesting stuff with him, and like have the rune mechanics as his like unique mechanic. You could do some neat stuff. He's got like a teleport, and like he could like what was it? Space stone people?
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, reality. Yeah, or like they like lock them in an area, and then he can hit them around in that area. Yeah.
Yeah, put them in the timeout box.
Yeah, timeout box. Yeah, I could see that happening. Overall, I'm not excited for him, but I could see it definitely happening. So I'll put it in 75.
Agreed.
Sejuani is such a unique character, but it's the same issue as Hecarim for me, where I just don't know. Like you would have her get like dismounted. Like I don't know.
It's like kind of like Scarl, but I actually think she has a very good shot at getting in because of Ashe.
Yes, exactly. I feel like Ashe can get in for sure, and she's the natural rival. But I'm putting her in 75 personally.
It would. God, would it be weird? Okay, would it be weird if she was dismounted? Like if she fought.
I feel like she starts dismounted, and then she has assists or supers or like a stance that brings Bristle.
Lets her. Yeah, I could see that. That would God. Imagining Sejuani actually just walking around without Bristle.
So bizarre, right?
Yeah.
That's the issue here. The issue here is just like, how do you make this character work without Bristle? And because like assuming Bristle's too big, right? Like you can't.
Yeah, he's too large. Dude, Bristle's fucking huge.
Yeah, so it's like it's hard. It's really hard. You can put him on for supers, maybe. I don't know. Like
I could totally see an install super where she mounts Bristle and all of a sudden she's like taking up half the fucking screen with 1,000,000 armor.
Yeah, and she has a bunch of armor, and you just hold down back and pray to God, right? Similar to Triangle Attack from Granblue, right?
Yeah.
This is very much a design and a character where I'm just like, I want her to work so goddamn badly, and this is a character they might do it for because of Ashe, but
they're gonna need to put in some effort to not make this look really weird.
Yeah. Plus a flail is a really cool weapon for a fighting game too, right? Like
it is, especially her flail, because like the True Ice flail is really sweet.
Yeah, it's really sick, and it's pretty iconic to her now too. As I keep highlighting it on any time she comes into games, it's just like it's I really like it a lot. I really excited to see it. Senna as she is now, I don't think is gonna get in.
Yeah, which is a shame because like narratively she works really well to get in, and like I think you could do something with her, but it's just like God, this kit is she's just not suited really to a fighting game.
Yeah,
I think she's one of those things where she shows up. She's like Caitlyn, where she shows up. It's as part of Lucian.
Yeah, or you make her an Echo Fighter and make dual gun Senna a skin for Lucian.
Oh yeah, that could be kind of cool, like pre-Lantern Senna as a skin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not like Echo Fighter, but not pre-Lantern Senna, but like
alternate universe. Lucian got stuck in a lantern.
Yeah, that could be sweet.
Because that's what we have in LOR, right? That's what we have in LOR. Senna becomes Lucian in LOR if Lucian dies, right?
Yeah, she gets the double attack and +1/+1.
Yeah,
so she's almost like a champion.
Yeah, she's basically a champion in that situation, right? So I think that's kind of interesting to me. So if you wanted to explore that as a skin, like alternate universe, like Senna the Redeemer, you know what I mean? Sorry, Senna the what's Lucian's title? The Purifier, and then Lucian the Redeemer, right? Like, and then you can just swap their positions in like their super, right? Like it's actually quite cool. Yeah, I'd be super down for that. Actually, be super cool. Set 99, not even a question.
Do we even need to talk about this?
Yeah,
we even need to talk about this boy. His ultimate is a suplex. Like, what do you want?
If they're gonna make a grappler in the game, this is gonna be the grappler. Like, this character just needs to exist. I'd be very surprised if he was not.
Extremely disappointed if he's not in this game.
Literally, the only downside of this character getting in is that there's so many Ionian champions in 99.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, this character's just getting in. It's unbelievable to believe this character would. There's no way this character doesn't get in.
I'm sad that I'm doubting that if he gets into the base roster.
I don't think. Which is the sad part. I actually don't think he gets in the base roster, which is so sad.
Yeah,
but what an announcement! What an announcement though this character would have, and then you can have like Set's Arena as a playable stage. Like,
yeah.
It's gonna be he's gonna be such a DLC whore. God damn it. But that's gonna happen. Okay, now I do want to stop here because we still have quite a few left to go. I have to step out for a little bit. I'll be back later this evening. Soda, I'm not sure if you're around this evening as well.
I'll be back, but I'll be back like super late. So
okay, well we'll figure something out. Yeah, we'll figure something out. I'll let you know. But at least for now, we're gonna save this for now. We had a really great start so far. We're gonna save the VOD, and we'll edit this all together into one video later as well. So we'll be able to like easily see this. We can post it on the Discord and stuff like that. But otherwise, though, thank you so much, guys, for an absolutely incredible stream. Thank you guys for sticking around for our discussions and stuff like that. I'm sorry I had to peace out for now, but I will be back a little bit later, and we will talk more about everything then. Let me just go ahead and host my friend here, and I will catch you guys later. Please feel free to DM me on Discord if you want to talk some more about this sort of stuff, but I will catch you guys later for now. Thanks so much, guys. Peace out.
Bye! Good. My cats are being noisy. Yes, I know.
Yeah. All right, I'm just gonna get everything all up. So we stopped halfway through S last time, just to refresh you. We were on Shaco. Just gonna do another small intro. Okay, we're back with another finishing up this tier list of where we sort of expect everyone to be. It'll be probably just spliced into the end of the previous part. So we'll make sure we're all good and go to set up here. You ready to rock?
Should be extremely smooth transitions.
Yeah, extremely smooth. I'm sure my editor will handle this, right? Right, editor? Anyways. So, where were we? Shaco. Shaco's interesting. If you really wanted to make a dual character.
Yeah, well, he's like, you could do something really fucking cool with his clone, because his clone is, at least in League, is just a better take on like what LeBlanc's clone is.
Yes, exactly.
And a more interesting version of that. However, if any character's gonna do that, I think I'd rather they do it with LeBlanc, because Shaco doesn't exist in the current lore.
Yeah. So this is the biggest issue, is that Shaco does not have a character in the lore right now, and even worse still, he's been attempted to be reworked multiple times. So it's very hard to say what this character could really become in gameplay, right? Like, if you translate this kit now, I'm sure it works, just having like a bunch of teleports and like backstabbing attacks. Like, I'm sure it works fundamentally. But the question is it worth? Is it worth doing that when we have like 10 other assassins, and like I feel like they're all tied to the narrative a lot more importantly? So I'm almost willing to put him in 10%, because like you could do it if you really wanted to, but there's almost no reason to.
Exactly, and it's kind of a shame, because he's got it. Shaco's weird because he's not very popular, except with a very, very specific group of people
who love him.
He's
yeah.
insanely popular. Like he's
Yeah.
the only reason they care about this game.
Yeah, and there's these sort of characters that have incredibly like loyal player bases, but very small player bases, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be really interesting. You're right. I agree. This character has a lot of legs, but the issue is just really going to be, yeah. the issue here with him is that he's just going to be like really, really hard to really sort of sell to exist in this world without him getting a rewrite. And now, obviously, if he does get a rewrite and changes before this game comes out, or perhaps later down the line he gets a rework, I think he goes up.
Dunk into like 75.
I'm
90%.
down. I'm down for 75. Right? Like he's a type of character that I think would work really well in this game. But yeah, we really have to see what he sort of turns out to be, because this is another issue. A lot of the demonic, spooky characters are really stepping on each other's toes a lot, and you're really seeing that now, especially with like Shaco, with Nocturne, with Fiddlesticks. Like obviously Fiddlesticks has now narrowed the market on. He's like, I own this. So now it's like it's up to Nocturne and Shaco to find their spot, and unfortunately we don't really have that yet as a narrative or as a character yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shen. I actually think 75 is 90, honestly. Like this is
okay, so here's the thing. I think Zed 90, and I think that makes Shen 90.
Yes, that's exactly what I think too. I feel like this is another really like typical rivalry, and again, I don't want to pollute this entire 99 section with Ionian characters, but they're very, very popular for a good reason, and they're all ninjas. Like they both work different ways too. You can mix up different sword stances based on which sword he's holding. Like there's a lot of things you could hypothetically do. You could play sword and then like make Bree call it to you to do combos. Like there's a lot of things.
He can kind of do like the same thing we were theorizing about Orianna in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's really, really hypothetically a great idea. Honestly, it's just like I feel like he works really, really well, and naturally, I feel like Zed is getting into this game no matter what. I feel like Zed just fits so well into this game, and he'd be so cool to play in a fighting game, right? Yeah, and Shen's more of a tanky, more of like a front-facing ninja, right? As opposed to Zed and Akali, who are very much hit-and-run characters. Like
he's really more of a samurai than a ninja in a lot of ways.
He really is more of a samurai more than a ninja, but we don't really.
Whatever.
Yeah.
They don't call him specifically a ninja anymore. He's just a member of the Kinku.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shyvana. This one's really interesting because I think she'd be so cool, but it's really dependent on how you can do dragon form.
Yeah, how dragon? Like, I mean, to me, the natural inclination is another install, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you look at fucking Dragon Soul.
Yeah. No. Literally Dragon install.
Yeah, like, please, like, Shyvana warps out and Soul Bad Guy teleports into this game.
Yeah, dude,
that's your Dragon Super.
Yeah, that'd be the funniest thing in the world. She just needs to do her pose, you know what I mean? Like her lean back and the arms out like Soul does, and then transform. Yeah. That'd be the best. That'd be the best homage they could ever do.
Could you imagine if the fucking Dragon install theme just kicks in?
Oh, dude, I'd lose it.
Like a fair use version of that theme?
Fair use version of Dragon install. It would be such a funny pun to do. I think it would work really well. Yeah, but that's another thing too. She actually is due for a rework right now, so I really don't want to put her any higher than 50, just because, like, I don't know to what extent she's going to really change. I assume she's still going to have her dragon form because she still has the dragon form in LOR. So
it's just such a massive part of her character, right?
Yeah,
like how do you transforming thing?
Yeah, how do you make this character not turn into a dragon, right? I just hope they make it so that her AP build is not her standard build, because it's really shenanigans.
God, please,
like, you just ignore every ability except for Fireball. It's dumb. It's really dumb.
It's very stupid. You ignore her passive, her Q, her W, and her R. Effectively, her R is only there to upgrade the Fireball. It's really silly.
It's just there to turn her into super karma for a little while.
Yeah, basically. It's really funny. Don't get me wrong, but like also like probably shouldn't be the core gameplay loop.
Yeah, it does make me laugh and cry when I lose 75% of my health from a fucking.
Yeah.
She is due for a rework, and hopefully it's good.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure they'll do her quite well. Like her LOR design, her LOR, she's coming to LOR as well, right? So I think they have faith in her to be pretty popular. And I think narratively even, or just as a character, like a half dragon character who can swap into a dragon form, just a really cool idea. I think even if you want to do it for a fighting game, if you could capably do it, it'd be amazing. But I'm not sure if they really can.
Yeah, she's popular enough that I could see them trying to make it work.
Yeah, I could see it. Or maybe like her supers are just her turning into the dragon, and meanwhile she returns to normal form for
after
combat.
A little while.
No. I mean like she has like she'll like have a move where like it's a hit confirm, and then she like jumps off in the cinematic. She turns into the dragon. Like it's cinematic only dragon, and then in combat she's in normal
Just
stance
her
dragon.
normal
Yeah,
I can see that.
That could be a way they could do it and get around it. I think that actually works okay. So I'm gonna put her in 50-50 for now, just because like the rework unfortunately makes me not want to put anyone really higher than that unless I know what's gonna happen to them. But yeah, Singed 10%, like.
Yeah. Okay. So Singe is weird because were we talking about this earlier? Where low key Singe is actually one of the most influential characters.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
the
yeah.
Story of
yeah,
League?
yeah. Low key, Singed has been instrumental in a lot of characters either changing of perspectives, becoming of a champion, changing sides, or like committing a coup. Like Singed is unironically one of the most important characters in the lore, just because of how influential he was during the Ionian Noxus invasion. Because he was so atrocious that everyone hated him on both sides. Like that's
he's actually influential on a character like Talia,
yeah,
who is
it's
influential on Shurima. So technically, there's like that weird butterfly effect where he just kind of has touched everything.
Yeah,
He's got his grubby fingers in every single plot line.
Yeah, which makes sense. I mean, he was the design champion, like he was the original champion, right? So I get it. I just don't think he can put him in a fighting game. It's just so hard. Like
Yeah, he's just Singe is just so weird.
He's very weird, especially from a gameplay stance. Like if you make him in the game, if you make him in a fighting game, what's he gonna do? Just run away? Like
He
the entire
can't-
yeah, like
He can't be anything like his League counterpart.
Yeah.
He has to be completely different. He has
Yeah.
to just be his own, completely new look at what Singe does.
like if you want to make him like a grappler who runs up to people and flings them over his head, like I guess, but like that just feels really weird.
Yeah, he's like kind of like he's a poison character. So like, how do you incorporate that?
It's like
thing?
yeah, I'm not a fan of him. If you were to make him in this game, it's exactly it. You could make him if you really wanted to, but you would have to like strip the character,
build him from the ground up.
Yeah, like you'd have to make a new character entirely. Next, Scion. If you want to make Hugo,
Yeah, if you want to make the biggest body character, this is the boy.
I'm gonna put him in 50-50 because I don't really see them doing that when they have all these other big beefy guys already. But like,
I think he can carve his own niche there because he's just gonna be so fucking.
he's gonna be
big.
Abigail / Hugo. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's just massive, even in comparison to somebody like Darius and Garen.
Yeah. Like he's just a giant boy, dude. He's a giant boy with a giant axe. Can you imagine he just has a charge? He's a charge with armor.
just his
It's just his
Q.
Q.
Yeah.
That'd be so stupid.
Well, it's like fucking like Broly, kind of like Broly's grab style.
Exactly. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
It'd be really
big
funny.
meaty.
I'm gonna put him in 50-50 for now because I could see it
I think
happening,
this
but
is fine.
like it's just like I don't really see it going too
other
crazy.
people can kind of just do his role better
Mhm,
in a fighting
mhm.
game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be upset if he showed up, but I'm not expecting.
I just feel like there's better characters you would really want to put in before Scion IMO. That's kind of how I feel. But it'd be cool. He'd be really cool, honestly. His fucking 50-meter would just be him running in a straight line at you. It'd be command
Yeah.
dash, and it just runs into you.
It would just be like if he hits you, it's gonna hurt.
You're gonna explode, right? Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Sivir's really hard, man. Like,
Yeah. Right.
I guess you can make it like she uses the spin disc as like a melee weapon, like flings it around her body and stuff like that. Like,
And she can just like I think can't it like fold and stuff too?
yeah,
Like,
I believe it can. I need to look.
so she
look
could
on the
wield
lore
it like
again.
a sword and stuff.
Yeah, and like I'm sure she could like punch with it, and she holds the middle and she can punch with it or stuff like that. Like I'm sure there's ways you could do it. You could also have a spell shield for projectiles, right? And then you can keep her as a
Hello?
projectile user. Hello, Soda.
Oh.
What happened?
Oh.
Hello. I can hear you, Soda.
I can hear you. Hold on.
Oh no, 3-part series. I'm gonna try calling. Hello?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay. So the call works. Okay, we're on the call now. This works.
I guess maybe I just had a bad connection to the server or something.
Yeah, that might be it. Okay, so this is fine then. Okay, sorry. So where were we? We were at Sivir, right?
Sivir and a weird ass weapon.
Yeah. So you could do it. Like I could see it happening,
Yeah.
and I feel like we were talking about with in the server before. It's like there's very few characters who I'd really consider Shurima's protagonist. In all honesty, And so it's like,
yeah.
is it just Azir? Can you just do Azir? It's hard. It's really difficult. I want to put her in like 75. Like I could see it working. It's so hard to really nail everything
It's just
down.
like, I don't know if she'd have very compelling gameplay as a fighting game character.
Yeah, yes. Bubzo says she could bounce it off people, and then it goes back to her as a unique projectile. Yeah.
The thing is, Draven would do that, and he's way more interesting, right?
And way more iconic to the game too. Yeah.
Yeah, and like him doing the bouncing axes, like that's just so iconic.
Yeah.
So like you could do them both, and then Sivers is kind of different, I guess, but.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I feel like the best way to do it is to do it like Dante's Sparta sword, where you just where you like spin it and you throw it on them and it stays on them and then it's pressure for her rush down. Like that's the only way I could really see you really making this character unique here. So it's really hard to say for sure. I think like it's kind of difficult.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll put her in 50-50. Honestly, I could see her going in. I could see her not making it in. It's kind of up in the air for me personally.
I would want them to try to push to make her get in.
Yeah, again, like this is not a list of where we want the characters to be, because I definitely want Sivir to be in the game. Like,
yeah, mostly just as like get some more Shurima characters in there.
Yeah, because like out of the top characters here, the issue is that Shurima is pretty underdeveloped, and a lot of their characters are hard to really imagine in this situation of being like a playable fighter. Like how do you make Xerath normals? You know what I mean? It's hard.
It'd be really weird again.
It'd be really weird because like Xerath specials make a lot of sense. That's super easy, right? But like Xerath normals, I'm like, does he just like shoot like a blue boot from his body? Like I don't know.
Like Green Lantern style.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm like, what the fuck is a
like he can hit you with the sarcophagus.
It's really weird. You know what I mean? Like that's the one thing. I don't want to skip to Xerath, obviously, but that is one thing. Anyways, Skarner, 10%. He's so low to the ground.
He's got
man.
the Hecarim problem. He's got the Hecarim problem of just like. I was actually thinking about this for Elise, and when we get to him, Urgot. I can't think of any like spider characters in fighting games, like 6-legged or 8-legged characters. Like there's Byakuya from Unist, who's got like that.
The closest one I can think of is Bedman from Guilty Gear.
Yeah, but he's still got like a very humanoid, like a very upright.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's the only one I can really think of being this bizarre shape and style. Like if they really wanted to, they could. It's just a question of, do you really want to spend that much resources, time, and effort on Skarner? I don't know. I don't know about that. Hey, trust me, I would love Skarner in this game too. I play Skarner in Jungle. Like this character's hilarious, but it's just
he would be pretty neat.
He would be neat. I just have no idea how you do it.
I don't see any of his gameplay. I don't see any of his actual like iconic gameplay aside from maybe Impale making it in. And part of that is just because he has no iconic gameplay, really.
Yeah, and well, he's getting reworked like every single fucking other patch, so it's like whatever. I'm sure if they really wanted to put him in, they would. But it's just like it's hard to really get to that point.
It's hard to see him fitting in. Yeah.
Sona.
Oh, Sona.
This one's interesting. This is another issue of how do you make normals.
I think you can actually make normals pretty cool with like her using music and stuff, and like
and like the sound wave comes out as a normal. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, well, because that's actually how she fights in canon. Is she like plays a note and then fires off the sound wave like a knife.
Yeah, exactly.
And she fires off literal projectiles of sound, and like you can make that work. My bigger problem is like she's kind of got the shackle problem where it's just like this character doesn't exist.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, despite having a pretty cool design and actually getting a lot of being quite popular in the characters, she's actually has no. Yeah, shut up. She has literally almost no narrative purpose, like basically at all. Yet there's a lot of rumors and a lot of theories that are really interesting. So I'm down to move her up as soon as any of those get confirmed. But until then, I'm putting her 50-50. Like I just don't.
I think she's more broadly popular than Shaco.
Yeah.
That kind of circumvents the whole like not existing in canon problem.
Yeah, because they'll make a spot for her in canon to make an excuse to put her into the game, right? Like they absolutely have
exactly.
to. Where Shaco,
and she could be really unique.
Oh yeah, she would be cool, right? And then you could do different music combinations, like her power chords could be different combo finishers. Like,
or imagine if she has like a secondary resource at the bottom of the screen that's like you fill up your notes, kind of like the hunting horn from Monster Hunter.
Dude, don't even talk to me. That's actually such a good idea. That's like,
I think there's another fighting game character that actually does something kind of similar.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard this name before, but I can't remember. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
It does feel super familiar to me.
Yeah, it feels like something that's really natural. Oh, Vonders, we're doing a tier list of chances of a character making it into the League of Legends fighting game based on a variety of criteria, such as marketability, the popularity of the character, how easy they would be to design, how much fun they would be to play as a fighting game character, a bunch of other hypothetical criteria, like where their position is in the narrative, like all sort of stuff like that. But yeah, that's what we're doing so far. And we're also basing it off of this initial theory that there's going to be a lot about rivals in terms of some of the characters, which I think is natural for a fighting game. You know, like you want these characters to have personal stakes against each other.
The entire reason people have wanted a League fighting game for like ever is so that they can have Garen and Darius beat the shit out of each other, right? Like that's like the points at Smash Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's things like that just needed to happen a long time ago. Soraka, 10%.
Yeah, again, a pacifist character.
Pacifist character really does not fit too well in terms of fighting. I can see her easily being in the Targon stage, like as a background character, or like if she's in the background of the Targon stage, she goes and heals the person who gets downed. Right, like
I could also see her like just showing up in every match. Like after one person gets knocked down, like she shows up and heals them back to health. So they can fight in round 2.
Oh, that'd be really cute idea.
Or I could see her showing up in like an option screen or something, just as like a cute little, like a cameo kind of thing.
Yeah, cameo character. Like, oh hey, here's the option screen. What options do you choose? Yeah. Like I think that's best suited for her. So we'll see. Now here's an interesting one, Swain.
God.
I would love for him to be playable. I just have no idea how the fuck you would do that.
How the fuck you make him work? Yeah, I mean, he's kind of got some stuff going for him in a good way because he is a short-ranged, like, warlock-style character.
Yeah.
Which isn't too difficult to make work in a fighting game.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing he's got going for him is just how much narrative weight he has.
Swain was one of the biggest lore bombs that League of Legends has ever seen when he got reworked, because his entire purpose of his character was basically to illuminate other characters.
And not just that, he's the Grand General of Noxus.
Yeah, so like the only reason why I'm only putting him at 50-50, the only reason why I'm putting him there is because I think he's going to be a stage character. Like he's definitely like he would just
in Noxus,
like Immortal Bastion. You can see him in the distance watching the fight. You know what I mean? Like something like that fits really well for him, especially like if it's like Darius or Draven fighting for him. You know what I mean? It's like it's harder to imagine him in a direct conflict.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I would love to have fucking Raoul install. You know what I mean? Like. Just full demon mode. And, stuff like that would be really cool.
Literally Devil Trigger.
I'd be super down with that, but alas, I don't think so. However,
he just doesn't quite fit.
However, we talk about a villain that does have a 99, Silas.
Yeah.
This character works so well as a fighting game character. His actual
gameplay is so fighting gamey already.
Yeah.
Like the weirdest part of making him work in a fighting game is how do you flavorfully make Hijack work? But we've had characters.
Seth now in SF5 has that ability.
Seth is an amazing example of just doing that. Exactly.
Yeah. You can make him like Axel. You make him a zoner, or you can make him even a close range fighter who uses the chains to get in. Right? Like there's a lot of angles you can really take Silas if you really want to. Also, he's a natural enemy to Lux in the same way that Garen is to Darius. So it's like there's this
or
really
J4
or J4 exactly. Like I feel like he just fits so well as a villain character in the game, and he naturally fits it in terms of like how his gameplay works. It just makes so much sense to me. Like Kingslayer is a great like combo finisher. You know what I mean? Like there's so many cool ways you can make this character work, and Hijack is just how he steals potential. Yeah.
He's got so much potential just for like doing cool shit too, which is a big plus in my book.
Exactly, and I feel like if they do his like move steal ability well, he could be really interesting.
Agreed.
So I feel like I have a lot of faith in this character because they clearly have a lot of narrative faith in him. Like he's been getting.
He's a big deal.
He's a big deal in the story, and I feel like this is just a character that could work extremely well on multiple levels.
I actually think he's probably positioned very, very similarly to Seth in the sense that if he does get in, we're not going to see him for a while.
Yes, because I just don't think I don't think he's really hard to program. In all honesty, like I feel like it's gonna be difficult for them to figure out how they want to do it. But I think he's just so iconic for a villain character right now, and that's something we need in this 99 tier. We don't have that many villains, and I feel like he's one that we really need to have in there. All right, next, Syndra.
Almost 10%.
Almost 10%. This character is so cool conceptually, but it's something that the mechanics, to me at least, only really feel like a 10% unless you specifically make her Venom from Guilty Gear.
Yeah, unless she's literally, which like you could do, but also Venom is already just what a weird fucking character.
Yeah, like
And
Venom
like,
works really well. Yeah, Minot could also work too, but it's just like to me the swarm of balls is more of Syndra's thing, especially her ultimate just drops 9 of them on you. Like I feel like that logically makes sense for her. I'm down to put her into 50-50 just for the sake of I can envision
she's
it.
Fairly popular.
Yeah,
too.
she's fairly popular. She's not a super big deal narratively right now, but I feel like she could hypothetically get there if she really like they wanted to develop her a lot, right?
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I'd be super excited to see her for sure.
Me too.
They'd be jamming with that.
Yeah, Ori's a better Minot function. Yeah, exactly. Ori's very much more closer to a Minot. Tom, 10% stage character.
Yeah.
Like he's
show
super
up-
cool. He's super cool. Don't get me wrong.
He'll show up somewhere and you'll hear his goddamn humming in the background.
I'm buying the fucking DLC announcer Tom Kench voice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
That's 100% gonna happen. That is.
Yeah, no, Kench is benched for this game though.
Yeah.
He's not
Let me
playable.
command grab with my tongue. Oh my god, can you imagine?
That would be kind of sick, but he just kind of doesn't. I don't think he works as a fighting game character.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. And also, like if you want like long range grabs, I think Blitzcrank is that character inherently.
Yeah.
That's my kind of issue with it. I really would love to see him, but it's something that his kit just doesn't have combat in it. You know what I mean? It's Q and eat people. I don't really. It's hard for me to really sell that entirely from a variety of gameplay perspective. I feel like it's just.
Yeah.
I feel like he just eats people, and then like that's fine. It's just like I just don't know how you make that Nemesis super. Okay, I get it. I don't know. I could see it happening, but it's just like I just feel like there's better choices here.
Yeah, it's just like meh.
Yeah.
Meh. Tom Kench isn't about like direct conflict and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Talia, 50-50 or 75?
God, I really want to put her into 75 just because her potential gameplay is so cool.
Yeah, making walls as a zoner. Like she's obviously a zoner right off the bat, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely a zoner right off the bat.
She's got like her rock surfboard thing as like her backdash and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. And then she could also do like she could have supers that let her move like even maybe a 25 bar lets her like do a big fast dash like that she quickly rides a wave to get away type of thing. You know, like
just all about space control and like messing around with stuff.
And if you really want to make her about worked ground, you could definitely do that too, right? Where you make her a hyper mobile zoner, right? You make her move all over the map to get maximum zoning potential, and you just have certain areas where she can't get maximum fireballs from anymore. Also, if you make her be able to fire fireballs while moving, that'd be absurd.
Like she can in game where she can still
move around.
Especially if could you imagine if you're on unworked ground, you do your fireball, and you can still do normals?
Yeah, that would just be insane. It'd be like Melia Rage on crack, dude. It would be Melia Rage on crack. That's really what it would be.
Yeah, it would be.
Which I'm down. I'm down, honestly, because it'd be fun.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
Like if you really think about it, she actually has a lot of Melia kit built in. Like she has the surfboard instead of the hair slide. You know what I mean? Like you could actually make this character really work if you really wanted to.
All right. I think I'm more on board with her now. I'm
on board with her. Talon. Ooh, this one's spicy. The issue with Talon, the issue with Talon will always be why not just add Zed, and I feel like that's.
We already have Cat, we already have Zed, and like we just have so many more interesting
assassins
and assassins than him already. I think he's in 50-50.
I think he's 50-50. He could definitely work, but the issue for him is just like he just gets outshined by every other assassin, I feel.
It's like, why bother?
Yeah. Especially for Noxian assassins, especially for like invisible, like stealth instant kill assassins. It's just like I don't know. This character doesn't really feel like he has a pot.
No one's really that in love with Talon, really. Like he's not a ridiculously popular character. He's far more niche, kind of like Chaco. Yeah, and I actually think even Chaco would be a more interesting assassin to see in Talon.
I agree. Talon has some really interesting aspects of him, but one of his most interesting aspects is like his like hyper mobility. You would have to really sell that. Yeah, which obviously
It's
there's
so
no
hard to
walls.
do.
There's no walls in this game, so you'd have to make it like almost like Seth. That'd be the only way you can do it. Uniseth.
Yeah.
That'd be the only way to
he
really
could
make
do like
him.
wall runs and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess.
Like,
But,
like I said, I could see the character forming in my head, but the question is, the thing that pushes him from 50 to 75 is like, do I really see them putting that effort in when there's so many other assassins in the game, and so many more of them are, I feel like, more iconic to put into a fighting game, you know?
Yeah.
Like if the two announcements came out, one was Talon, one was Zed, which would be more people would be excited for, you know?
It's like not even close.
It's not even close, and it's just like that's really unfortunate because I would really love to have him, but it's just like I just personally feel like it's kind of a small issue for him.
Yeah.
Next is Tarek. Interesting one.
I think he's actually surprisingly likely.
I think he's 75, unironically.
Yeah, agreed. And I think it's not obvious kind of like at first glance that he gets in that easily.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like if you really wanted to make an enchanter character and like he's like a really like cool character, he fights in melee combat. He has a bunch of cool stuns. He's a bunch of cool set play. Like, can you imagine he throws a gem up and it like locks onto your spot and then like you have to move around.
Slowly moves towards you.
Yeah. Or there's a bunch of variations you could hypothetically do. Like his gem, I feel like he would be like a gem Oki character. You know what I mean? Where he sets up gems and they can do like small lasers and like they lock you in place. And he's inherently a close range character.
Well, basically like Mew 12.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he sets up like the gems across.
Yeah, exactly
the
right.
battlefield,
And then he
can,
shines
shoot out and do
he
stuff.
shines a light at one of them and they bounce off each other. Like
Yeah,
I feel like the character works really well on multiple levels. You wouldn't make him a zoner like Moo though. You'd make him like a
No.
You make him like a close range
set
character,
play.
a set play character, or a vortex character. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's actually surprisingly likely. Like I feel like that's just a cool concept for him.
And he's definitely one of those characters that would I think he would come out of left field and surprise a lot of people.
Yeah.
In like a very pleasant way.
Would Tarek have Aegis
Yeah,
Reflector?
Aegis Reflector.
Oh my god! If any character had it, if any character had it, man.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, in that
it'd be
case,
so funny.
are we betting that Syndra's gonna have Psycho Crusher?
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Could you imagine?
That
All right,
was my
just
mind.
picture Syndra doing Psycho Crusher.
What a world, man. Goddamn. All right,
It's a
Teemo.
beautiful
I'm putting Teemo into 75 on popularity alone. Like this character,
he's just so iconic.
he's super iconic. Easily one of the most popular Yordles in the series.
One of the most popular characters.
Most popular characters. If Teemo would be the only normal sized Yordle I could really buy getting in, right?
Yeah.
Like,
As a short character, too.
as
I
a
could
short
totally see it.
character, exactly. Like they might find a way to make him work. They might upsize him a little bit or something, or give him like boots. I don't fucking know. But
Big
like,
boots.
yeah, platform
Big, tall
shoes.
boots.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
Like I don't know how they would do it, but Teemo is a character that is so like if he was not a Yordle, he'd be in on 99%. You know what I mean? Like this character is so iconic to the game that he is the number one Yordle you think of when you think of League of Legends.
And I think I think it's actually like he actually has the potential for a really, really sweet fighting game kit too, because shrooms are just such a natural set play tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like such a natural like Oki kind of tool.
Yeah, and he's inherently like a sort of mid-range zoner that's just really annoying. That sort of pecks at you. You can easily make him a poison character like Fong. Like this is a character that works on multiple levels really, really well. The hardest part is just how do you make this hitbox balanced. Which we'll have to see. They might just upscale all Yordles. In which case, if we just even see one
Oh
Yordle,
god, buff
like,
Teemo.
dude, buff Teemo. Yeah, we need the Annie anniversary Teemo skin.
Oh god,
Where it's just a giant buff Teemo. I'd fucking lose it.
Nightmares.
So next, Thresh, 99. This
99,
is this character is the most popular support in the game, not even close. Natural rival to Lucian, who we basically already know is in the game. This character is just so cool as a Dalsum / fairy character.
Just some sort of like long range, like maybe he's probably like some sort of long range set play character, right?
Yeah. He has Axel's stance. You know Axel's stance in Guilty Gear Xrd, where he goes ching 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 ching, and then it's like fires the three shots, right? Three angles.
Like,
yeah, he probably has a command grab.
Actually, he's very similar to Axel.
Very similar to Axel in many ways. Actually, it's kind of crazy. He also has close range attacks, as we've seen him. He technically has quote unquote melee attacks in League of Legends. When you're close to an enemy and you hit them with the auto attack, it's a melee attack. So he actually slashes with it. Like he's capable of just slashing with it.
We've seen him bash people over the head with his lantern and stuff.
Yeah, like there's a lot of really cool things. He just works so well. It's actually incredible.
He's also
critically a SI champion who really works.
Yes, that is everything is in his favor. He's a villain character. He's a really popular character. He's an SI character. He's a natural villain to one of the other main characters that we really have going on here. Like, I'd be shocked if this character does not get in, and I think he's honestly base roster.
Agreed.
I think Thresh is a great base roster character.
He's part of like the core like group of champions that we were talking about earlier with like Garen and Darius and stuff. And he's just super well known.
Super well known. He's in literally every IP that we have. Like, this character is just gonna happen. Tristana, same as other ones. I'm honestly thinking 50-50. This is just like this is a character that's entirely predicated upon them figuring out how to make Yordles.
I almost feel like she goes in with some of the lower Yordles, like the 10%, because it's just like how do you like? What's her game plan?
Yeah.
Like, what's her gameplay? It's something around like the bomb and Oki and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard. Or you make her like a combo character where she hits the bomb on you, and then her next opening she gets a huge combo and you explode at the end. Or like
like she's like a setup character. Like,
yeah.
Like this combo I end and you get the bomb on your head, and then now next time you get opened up, you lose.
Yeah, basically that's how I see it. And or you hold out for 30 seconds and it disappears, or like whatever you want to make it, right? Like there's a couple ways you could do it, but it just doesn't really feel awesome. We're probably gonna order these later because some of them I think like Yordles are gonna go to the bottom of 50-50 because they're entirely predicated on them finding a way to do this.
I super think that, especially for the 99 tier, I think we should separate into base roster and DLC.
That's actually a really cool idea. Actually, I'm super down to do that.
We'll do that once we start.
We'll do that once we're done everything else. Yeah. Trundle's next. This one is really fascinating to me because I don't know what other Freljord villains you can put into the game.
Yeah, and I think like he lends himself pretty well to the game, and it's
he's very simple inherently, but like he has the pillar, he has a drain, he has an AoE field he can put down that buffs up his stats and makes him faster, stronger. Like there's legitimate set play lockdown character in Trundle's kit. Right?
Somewhere buried in all that dumbness, there's actually a real fighting game character, and like simple isn't necessarily bad because you can still make what he does look cool. Bashing people over the head with a giant stick is like fun.
Yeah, and I think you sell it more like a baseball swing. You really sell the impact. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that would work really well. Smash them over the head like bonk is kind of lame, but if you just like clobber them and they go flying,
his sound design is really gonna have to sell him.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
that super
really
crunchy impact noise.
Do you make him a 99 or do you make him a 75?
I think he's really close to a 99.
He's
I
really
don't think
close.
He's quite popular enough for me to like.
That's the only thing stopping him because everything else works out for him, right? Like he actually has a possible kit. Like he's a Freljord champion who's a villain, which we really don't have any because your options are Lissandra, right? Like.
Well, Sejuani is kind of a villain.
Kind of. That's very like I think the narrative purpose of that is just going to be Sejuani learns to take Ash's side and those two fight Lissandra. Right, that's to me that's the standard narrative beat they're going to go for. In my opinion, I don't really see them going away from that.
But at the moment, she's
a villain. Yeah, okay. But yeah, but to me though, Trundle is like is a great option hypothetically. Tryndamere, he's tough, man.
Do we have to put him in 99? I don't want to.
I really don't want to. I really don't want to.
Because God.
He's gonna be Phoenix.
God, you're so lame, Tryndamere.
Dude, he's gonna be Phoenix.
I hope not, because Kale is so much more interesting as a Phoenix. Like,
dude, if you die with 100 meter as Tryndamere, you just revive at 1 health.
You just can't die.
Yeah.
Oh God.
You can't die. You have to get knocked down, and then you can die.
Bleh.
He's also due for a rework. I mean, yeah, but that's way down the line. We don't know to what extent it's gonna be. I feel like this character is gonna be still gonna happen.
He's also just one of those characters that somehow fucking found his way into like the core bag of League of Legends champions.
And they've decided that his identity. They've decided that his identity is that he can't die. Like that's something they've decided. So the part.
I mean, like his character is his like in-canon character is really good actually.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, that's the thing.
His story
He's super underrated from a narrative perspective. But the issue we're having is just like, how do you make this character interesting in a fighting game that's not just him running at people in a straight line and just bashing their heads in?
I mean, it would be really accurate to his fucking League gameplay, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. So that's my issue is that like he is fine and you can make him work, It's just I'm not excited to see him. And this is very much like a list where if we listed top 10 characters we want to have in the game, he would not be on. He would not be on either of our lists. Yeah, like I do not want this character in the game, but I am under the impression he's definitely gonna make it into the game.
Agreed.
Yeah. TF 75 or 50?
Yeah, I think maybe 50. I think he's actually most likely to show up as part of Graves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as another tag team character. Yeah.
Yeah, as an assist to his idiot husband.
Yeah. I think he's really cool. I think he's really cool conceptually, and I feel like if you really wanted to, the cards
you could make him work, because you just make him Gambit, right?
Yeah, you really just exactly. You make him Gambit without the staff. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Then you use liberal use of red card, right? And you use red card as a hitbox, right? You just throw him out, it explodes ahead of you, and they can do combos off of them. I think he works inherently. The issue, of course, is just like you need to build a full kit off this, and it's just like
you could make him an item character.
You very well could, and then you could have like different. You can do like discovery for different cards, and you have the cards. Yeah. You can even have a card roulette on the bottom that like scrolls through the cards you have, and they're gonna fire in that order. You know, like there's ways you can make this character interesting. I'm just not completely sold on it, and I actually do prefer it as a Graves analog character. RNG character. No, it's RNG manipulation character.
Hey, man. RNG isn't bad. If you ever seen a good Foss do work in Rev 2,
yeah, exactly. It's pretty funny. Twitch, 10%?
Yeah, 10%.
This character is such a mess.
This character has the problems of it doesn't exist. It's got a really weird body type, and it's just like, what the hell is this character's kit in a fighting game?
Yeah. All right, let's talk about an actual Freljord character who has a 100% chance of getting in, Udyr.
Oh my! Does he? I don't know, man.
There's no universe where he is the stance character, dude.
He is, but he's also dog.
Yeah, he's also, dude. I'm just saying this right now. This character is getting in 100%, and you're gonna see 4 stance combos. He's gonna do all sorts of crazy shit. Like it's gonna be like bear stance as approach. Hit rapid jabs with like a tiger stance, then like do like what's it called, phoenix stance for like fireballs.
Yeah,
and stuff like
you
this.
could do some
this
cool
character
stuff
does,
with them.
If you really made this character,
Okay, so I don't think he's 99%. Off of the fact of he just doesn't look good. Like he's kind of got like the Olaf problem, where it's just like, God, this character. Ugly.
If they just need to bite the bullet and make Spirit Guard his default. That's the real answer.
Yeah, that would do it.
They just bite the bullet and say Spirit Guard is his canon, and then that's it. Because then you've done it. You've made the character, right? Like
yeah, but like if he gets a facelift, I think he's.
I think this is a character that's only held back by his looks, and I feel like Udyr,
his age is
really showing.
So bad.
It's really showing. And like the thing is though, is that like the character, holy shit! If you make this character like truly like off the wall, stance changing all the time, maybe you can go to one stance one time per combo. Like he would do so much cool stuff. Like as long as each stance felt interesting and felt fun. Like
yeah, you could make him really, really, really fascinating.
Yeah, like I really feel like this character could be like almost a Yuzuriha type of like just constant stance canceling.
Oh God.
Like it'd be really, really fun. He'd be entirely rushed down.
Please.
No, yeah, he would teleporting Udyr. Oh my God, that's terrifying. What the fuck?
Teleports behind you in tiger stance.
Yeah, nothing personnel, kid. Oh God damn it! Yeah. So Udyr, I think, actually has a pretty decent shot at making it in. Actually,
for like the worst looking character in League, yeah.
If he looked even remotely better, he would actually be skyrocketing to a 99 IMO. But yeah. So next is Urgot.
He's got the hacker problem of just
this is a 10%.
What the hell is this body type?
Yeah, this is a 10%er for me. The only reason why I'd even remotely consider him is because he gets punished by Vi in the cinematic, and I guess that's a thing.
Yeah, he's like the big Zonite villain, but like Jinx is filling that slot. And he could be really, really unique and something we've never really seen before in fighting games if they got him to work.
Yeah,
but it's like, man, you know what's wild? I can't think of any Driders in fighting games.
Oh yeah.
Which is like, that seems like free real estate, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to think myself actually.
There's no half spider characters.
Yeah, interesting. Huh? Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, actually interesting. Yeah. Weird. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Huh.
Get on it, Guilty Gear. Let's go.
That's fucking. Yeah, why not? Right. Varus 50/50.
Yeah, probably. Actually, he's 10%.
10%. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, because
this is
yeah. censored
if you know
character.
why, if you know why we're saying this, you know why we're saying this, and it sucks.
Yeah. Vayne 50 or 75?
I think 50. She's mostly held back by her age and the fact that other characters just kind of do what she does better. Like Kaisa is just a more interesting version of what her game plan would be.
Although I will say that I would love to have Condemn be like a wall splat, like a really solid wall splat. That's like the main thing in my head that like seems really cool to me. And like having a command roll.
You finished, sorry.
No, sorry. A command roll is another.
Oh, like Third Strike style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to see her in for her personality because with her like new character in lore is fucking amazing.
Wild. Yeah, dude.
Just complete psychopath monster hunter.
Yeah. Oh, she's great.
My adopted mother is actually a werewolf. Oh well. Guess she's gotta die.
Damn shame. Loads crossbow. Oh my god. Yeah, she's a great character in all honesty. I actually really would love to have her higher, but you're right. I feel like Kaisa is a more popular character right now. It's a character that they've been really pushing a lot in the lore as well as in cinematics and stuff like that, and they feel really similar. Like people were always calling Kaisa when she came out like Vayne 2 essentially.
Yeah, I can't wait until we get Vayne 3 in a month.
Hey man, we just got Yasuo 2. Just count your stars, man. It's gonna happen. Vygar 50-10, like
he's kind of got like the Lulu advantage of his hat makes
Yeah.
up for it, and he is a unique character, right? Like he's a Yordle villain. So I guess he gets in at 50, but he's got more of the problem of what does this character kit look like?
Yeah. Did he just instant kill you?
He just snaps his fingers and you just get deleted.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious, but goddamn.
I guess you could do some cool stuff with like his dark matter magic and stuff like that. But he again, he's kind of like Sandra. His kit would probably just be like completely unique, right?
Yeah, exactly. Vel'Koz. I wish I want to put him higher. I really do, but he floats, and I feel like floating characters are just gonna be so hard to do efficiently unless they're floating 1 inch from the ground.
Yeah, like you could have something with like his tentacles floating in such a way that they're low to the ground. That could kind of work. But again, his kit also just doesn't lend itself very well to fighting games, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's just like,
it's fine. Like this character's okay. I'd be happy if he made it in. I actually love Vel'Koz, but like
Shumagorath works because of the way Shumagorath moves. Like Shumagorath doesn't float, is the thing.
Yeah,
and he doesn't fight the way Vel'Koz fights because Vel'Koz fights exclusively through lasers, and they probably could do something to make him.
If you want to make like a weird
work.
Batista character, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
you could do it.
Like with recoiling and bouncing off with the Q shot, but like it's just I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this concept in all honesty, and I feel like it's a lot of hard work for a pretty little return, at least in my opinion.
Agreed.
So yeah, Victor, is this a 50 or a 75?
I think he gets. Does Jace push him up to 75?
That's the real answer here, right? Is Victor an interesting enough character to exclusively be there just for Jace? And that's the real question here for me. And I want to say no, but I really don't know.
You could take him in some really wild directions if you wanted to.
Oh, for sure. And then if you really want to make him, you could actually make him an item character if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Well, you can make him
a specific install
different.
character.
Like his whole thing could be like rotating different upgrades and stuff into it.
They give different special, different benefit specials. Yeah, I'll put him in 75. I'll put him in 75 because I feel like there's actually a lot of promise for him, but it's just like it's harder to imagine this character completely.
Someone's gonna have to put in a lot of work to make him have. Actually, a Rising Thunder Easter egg would be pretty sweet.
Give him a Rising Thunder Easter egg. That'd be hilarious.
Could you imagine if he actually summoned one of the Rising Thunder characters as like if he created a Rising Thunder golem,
or like if you have like a Victor's lab as a stage, it just has like the design schematics for a Rising Thunder robot on the background.
Like what if he just had a Rising Thunder skin?
No, that would be also possible too, for sure. That would be a doable one for sure.
I'd be pretty into that, just as a kind of a little love letter. To
for
Rising
sure.
Thunder.
And I feel like that if any game deserves it, obviously Rising Thunder really does in this situation. Vlad, 10%.
Yeah.
This character just not. I understand they brought him into LOR, but I really don't feel like this character will ever find a home. He'll never be balanced in any game he is. And to give him justice, you have to make him a healing character, and you have to give him the pool. And like those are two things I really don't think you can do in a fighting game.
I don't want to see a fighting game. I mean, you can do healing characters. So we've had characters like Celica, or not? What's her name? Blaze Blue.
Celica.
Celica and Mercury.
Yeah. And then we also have Elena, which is a bad version of healing, but it's still doable. But Vlad is just...
Shit. I remember what I was thinking about with Sona.
What's that?
9.
Oh,
Nine
yeah,
the Phantom.
you make like 9 the Phantom. Yeah, exactly. Make her normals all, things like that. That's definitely doable for sure. Maybe he should get a rework to fix those issues. Yeah, I think it wasn't Morello said, like, if there was any champion he would not make in the game ever again, it would be Shaco and Vladimir, because those two characters don't work. So yeah, I could see those two being pretty big issues. Next, Volibear.
I like the idea a lot.
I like him a lot. I just don't know how you do size, and I don't know how you can't put him higher than Orin, right?
I think I can.
Yeah, you go from 75. I'm down.
Yeah, because I think I think he just so much more naturally lends himself to a fighting game. And like you can do some neat things where like he's just kind of Garen sized and normally, and then he does his ultimate
super and then becomes gigantic. Becomes a big body character. Yeah, I'm down with that. I think I'm okay with it. I'm just not a fan overall of his kit, in all honesty. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just not super sold on it. It just...
You could do some cool lightning shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something you can think of if you really wanted to. It's not something that resonates with me personally, so I'm not going to try to comment too much on it.
He gets a bump. He gets a bump because he's a Freljord villain.
Sure. 75. Warwick, 99?
Oh,
he's up there, man. He's up there.
He's pretty sweet. Is he 99 or is he 75? I think he's in that range. I'm just not sure where.
I think he's bottom of 99. I feel like he's a great option for a villain for Zon. That's not Jinx. Like this is.
That's true. He's also super popular, especially with newer players.
Yeah, exactly. I think like this character is really iconic, honestly. Like, and then you can easily do blood hunt shenanigans when they're below half health. Like you can do all sorts of really cool things if you really want to.
And like you could, if you wanted to, you could literally just copy paste Saberwolf, right?
Yeah. I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah, if you really wanted to, just like copy like fusion of Saberwolf, Valkenhayn, and a bunch of other shenanigan characters all into one. Yeah,
yeah.
Like, you could really do it if you really wanted to, and like his EX super would just be Taukaka's EX leap, right, where he just leaps across the screen, full projectile invincible, and just jumps
grabs you.
Yeah. Like there's a lot of ways you can make this character work. I feel like there's the blood hunt alone, and like just seeing your combo go faster and faster and faster, I feel it'd be really cool. Like if he had a faster,
he got more vicious and vicious.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this character works really coolly in 99. Like I feel like I really like this character.
Imagine if he's got a thing where like, again, like we talk about install supers a lot. I feel like, but like imagine like something like one of his moves is the fucking chemical valve injects. And,
and
you get that pause for a second, and like all the red goes into his system, and he howls.
You could even just make that part of his trait. Like you could just have it be a part of his trait, and then like just it activates until he gets knocked down. You know what I mean? Like something like that. Like you can easily make like a really vicious rushdown character with Warwick. I feel like, and it lends itself so well visually to me, right? And like you said, Saberwolf is a perfect analog to what he hypothetically could be. Like if you see Saberwolf move, you could be like, oh, this is Warwick. So yeah, that to me proves it's doable, and I feel like the character is well known enough, especially amongst new players, as you said. Is just Warwick is he's a cool werewolf dude, and he has a fucking like robot arm. He's cool, man. I'm down with him.
He's definitely probably one of the singlest coolest werewolves I've ever seen.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's werewolf done in a League of Legends way, and that's what makes him interesting and fun, right? Wukong 75.
Yeah, I mean, we are legally obligated to have Sun Wukong in every single thing ever. So.
Yeah, so I feel like this is by definition a character who can get in on name alone.
He's got potential for some really cool gameplay. Like
with clone especially. Like again, we talk about clones for a lot of these characters, so that's one thing a lot of these characters do share. But Wukong's is pretty good, and I feel like it fits with his character really well. We were talking about whatchamacallit before with LeBlanc having the 3 Hibiki swaps, but you could do that with Wukong and his
he literally has that.
That's what I'm saying. He literally has that. Like. This character works so well.
I mean, you can give him like power pole and stuff from GT Goku.
Yeah, exactly right. There's so many things you could hypothetically do. My only issue with him will forever be we have so many fucking Ionian champions in 99, and I just don't. I feel like they're higher priority.
I mean, it turns out there's just like a lot of Ionian champions in League.
Yeah, that's it too. All right, Xerath. You need to be in the game because Azir's here. But how the fuck do you make this character?
He's a background character, man. He's in the stage background firing shit off.
But then who's Azir fighting? Who's Azir fighting then? Like
everybody.
Okay.
Fighting the enemies of Shariq.
Okay.
He's just here so he doesn't get fined.
Okay. Like Honestly, Xerath is like really close to me for me wanting to have the character like be playable. I just have what the fuck do you do to make his normals, man?
I
Like
think the only way you make that him playable is someone said in the chat earlier, make him an assist character to Renekton.
oh, that'd be kind of cool, and like have it. Yeah, I could see that as a possibility. Yeah. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm down with that. Yeah, cool. I'm cool with that. Next, Xin Zhao, 75. You want to go 50?
I think he gets into 75.
I think it was at 75. Like, we don't have many spear characters, right? Like, I feel like he's just an interesting character. You can do martial stuff. 3 talent strike is a natural combo ability, right? Like,
yeah, he's just a spear guy.
Spear
guy
dude.
with a spear.
Yep, Lancer from Fate Limited Codes. You know what I mean? Like, just make him a fun lancing character. I don't think he's gonna be anything interesting. I'm sorry.
we don't see that many spear characters in general in fighting games, so it's like...
I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
Yasuo 99.
Yeah.
Anyways, York.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what is there to say? He's fucking Yasuo.
Yeah. Yasuo's getting into this game. Maybe as DLC, unironically.
Nah, he'll be base roster.
Do you think so, base roster? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Unless they really want to.
He just works, need to print dude. Money. He just works so well as a fighting game character. It's just
even without his ridiculous popularity.
Yeah,
he is very suited to this game.
I completely agree. Windwall is a natural anti-fireball approach tool. Like his Q combo could be literally at the land in combo, or it's a stacking thing that builds up over time. Your next one's a fireball. Like, and then your ult is off based off launchers or off of the thing. Like,
you can just do so much cool shit with the way he fights.
Yes, this character is basically bred to be a fighting game character. There's certain like the 99 region is almost like I said. The one thing I want to make, we will have to split 99 and order it, and then do DLC, because some characters in this 99 are so obviously going to be in the game they actually cannot not be in the game. Like, and Yasuo
if they're
is
not
one
in the game. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that you missed out on a huge opportunity. Like if Nico gets in but Yasuo doesn't, like something happened. What? You know what I mean?
To be fair, I'd be extremely happy because I'd be like, yeah, fuck you, yes.
dude, trust me, I'd be down, but like that's definitely not gonna happen.
No, it's not.
So Yorick, I would love to see him work. I would love to see him work.
You could do some cool stuff with the maiden.
Yeah.
Is he 50 or 75?
He's definitely at 50. He's not going to be going than 75. That's like
he's just not popular enough, right?
Yeah, he's not popular enough. And even though he's a cool character narratively, I'm just really, really curious how you would do this. You know what I mean? Like I don't like this character just needs to have a bit more going on with them. If you want to make her if you want to make him like a StarCraft character, if you want to make him like Jackie, that'd be hilarious. That'd be just really funny. You just dig 3 graves, and then they just spawn.
And then they just start pouring out ghouls.
It'd be so stupid, but I'd be so down.
And then one of them will level up and start making maidens.
Yeah, exactly. God. Oh my god, it'd be so dumb. Okay, Yumi Hawaii.
Yeah.
This character we've sort of established, like, that she only is going to exist in this game as an assist character if she is going to be in the game. Otherwise, she's going to be a stage character.
I could see her showing up alongside a Yordle, like Lulu.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe Vigar if they want to be really
funny.
Interesting.
If they really want to play like a comedic angle on the character, they could definitely do Yumi Vigar. That'd be really funny.
I could see her showing up with Zoe if Zoe made it in.
Yeah.
Like, that could be kind of neat.
Yeah, I agree.
Not around. No, she just doesn't.
You know
Book,
what's
though.
Yeah, Book. Oh my god, dude.
Book would be OP, bro.
Book would be hilarious. I think, were you there for the discussion that we had where we were talking about how Yumi would work in LOR?
I saw a little bit of it going on in custom.
So we're not even talking about the effects. We're talking you have Yumi as a guardian, as a.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that. Where if you played her in the game, the book would open up a portal and she jump out through the portal and show up
on the board.
A card.
It would be so cute. It would be so adorable. Like, there's some things like that where Yumi really lends herself well to, and unfortunately, that sort of storytelling and activation doesn't really work in a fighting game, unfortunately.
And she's also got the problem of being really small.
Yeah. You know what my sleeper pick for this is? Zach. I think Zach's a 75.
Yeah, agreed, actually.
I actually think this character has so many...
Really well.
Dude, I want to play as Luffy. I just want to play as Luffy.
Yeah.
That's all.
He has so much freedom to just do cool stuff, right?
Yes, this is very much a character who I'd argue is almost more interesting as a fighting game character than a MOBA character. Like, there's so many cool things you could do with this character. This is a pure potential character. Like, this is a really fascinating character, and I really hope they go with him because he's something that I feel like they really wanted to. The sky's the limit with this character's kit. Like it just seems really, really cool to me. The only thing stopping me putting him 99 is that he's like not relevant at all. But like,
yeah, he's almost non-existent.
Like, but he's here almost purely on what he could do in a fighting game, and that's what's so cool about him. I think
Yeah.
But yeah. Zed 99.
Yeah.
Not even debatable.
He's Zed.
He's Zed. Super popular character. It's one of the most flashy outplay characters of all time. He's gonna be a high execution character with tons of side swaps and shadow swaps. Like that's what he's gonna be.
Like we were talking about it some time ago, but imagine sending out Shadow Clone and then doing like left right fake out mix ups with that. Like
or here I'm put really quick. Hibiki combos, Blaze Blue. Like
we keep talking about this man.
Yeah, because this character works so well, right? Like
Hibiki's just cool.
He's just cool, man. Shows us finding shadow mix-up ones, where it shows us shadow mix-ups. I try to get
these are all like the basic misses ones. They gotta be somewhere.
Yeah, I see these two shadow mix-ups, like. Yeah, I see like that, like where you throw shadows out and
there we go.
Yeah, stuff like this is just so perfect for a Zed character. Really wanted to do it, right? Like
Zed or Wukong.
Like see like that, like they send the clone, right? Like that works so well for Zed. And then making the opponent guess on that constantly, so on. Shuriken could be Crow disc. Yes, exactly. That's actually a really great point. Crow in Rising Thunder has like these really cool discs you could throw in really obscene arcs that are great for Oki and as well as setup. Like he could throw them
just in case people aren't familiar with how Hibiki works. Every time you've seen him send out his clone there, he has two versions of every single one of those moves. One of which it's a fake, and one of which it's an actual attack.
Yeah. So because of that, it works so well with Zed inherently. And if you really wanted to be like give people better reaction speed, you can make it very obvious that it's a clone or a fake or a real one, and then have them just have the real ones as the combo extenders. But like I said, it's really hard to really get into that whole debate, honestly. But like I said, this character until we know for sure how crazy this game's gonna be. Like that really depends. Like this Hibiki is very much an anime character, and because of that, his mix-ups are absurd. Whereas like. If this is a Street Fighter game, this might be a little
less crazy,
a little less bonkers. But I feel like he's just such a shoo-in for this game inherently, honestly.
Yeah. Someone was also asking earlier, like why, like kind of like pointing out there sure is a lot of assassins that are almost guaranteed, and part of the reason of that is assassins are just inherently super flashy.
They're super flashy. And they're typically 1v1 characters. Like that. That's the two things.
Flashiness is really, really, really important for fighting games.
Yeah, now that's literally something that holds. Yeah, that's the thing that holds characters like Trundle back is that they're not flashy, and it's harder to really sell them as that because for a fact Darius's 50-meter super is Noxian Guillotine, and it's gonna kill you. It's gonna instant kill you. It's gonna be a legit.
It's gonna
IK.
look cool as shit.
It's gonna be a legit IK, and it's gonna be if you're below X health you die. And that's gonna be it. It's not gonna even be scalable. It's just gonna kill you. I have no doubt in my mind it's gonna be an IK. But under conditions, of course, right? It'll be like you have to land certain bleed stacks or whatever, right? But like we'll see what they end up doing for him, but it's definitely gonna exist. Ziggs, Yordle. I almost want to make a Yordle tier at this point, like
almost to just stick them all in there.
Yeah.
I think he's in. Does he join Amumu and Kennen? He's more interesting
than them, but it's just like I think we need to do reevaluation of the Yordles afterwards because it's so hard to really fucking put these guys anywhere.
Yeah, I think he goes 50-50 for now, just because like he could be a really cool zoner with his satchel charge and stuff.
Yeah. Zillion 10% because he's gonna be a background character.
Yeah, and because he doesn't. Again, he's kind of like he's actually got the Udra problem, except not being a literal fighting character.
Yeah, this is a character that I don't even understand how you'd really want to make him. You can make him a zoner if you really wanted to. But it's just like you're doing so much work at that point, and I really don't feel like you'd have
to just completely build him from the ground up.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if you really want to make that sort of risk on the character. Zoe 50-50 or 75?
I think 50-50. I don't think she fits herself. I don't think she fits super well to a fighting game, personally.
Like if you want to make her really wild with like portals and stuff like that, that'd be cute. But I think that's the best thing she got going for her as a fighting game character.
The thing is, I just can't imagine Zoe actually punching somebody, you know?
Yeah, that's a fair point. It's a fair point. Like she's more likely to use one of those like boxing gloves on a stick thing. You know the thing I'm talking about.
It's like you could maybe do something with that, like her normals, or like a portal pops up in front of her and something comes out to attack you. Which could be neat. But nah.
Yeah, it's harder to imagine her to be like a physical threat like that. Zyra is interesting. I think she's almost 50-50 as well.
I think she almost gets into 75 for me, but not quite.
Yeah, it's hard. This is a character
She's
that
got
could
a
work.
cool potential gameplay pattern, but I think there's a lot better pet/summon characters you can.
Yeah. I can't wait for 3 Yordles in the trench coat character. Yeah, that's how they get in. I'd be so down.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny.
Yo, it's just Tristana, Teemo, and like Ziggs stacked on top of each other.
I'd be so down. That'd actually be hilarious. Lilia, higher than Hecarim.
50.
Yeah, higher than Hecarim,
Yeah.
but same issues as Hecarim. But like at least she's
Yeah,
smaller.
just lessened.
Yeah, at least she's smaller, and you could buy her getting launched into the air. Like I could see this being a little bit more. My only issue with her is really like I don't really. do people really
I still
want?
don't know who this character is.
Do people really want this character in the game? Like I don't know. Yone
we'll
75
see.
or
Maybe-
99
75 for now.
for now, because again, this is still unproven character. We'll see.
Yeah, he hasn't even come out yet. But I also imagine he's pretty fucking likely as a DLC character down the line.
Yone would be a perfect example of a DLC character. Yeah. So yeah.
Like if they want to announce a season 2 DLC.
Oh yeah,
Yone's
he's
one
a
of the
headline
perfect
it or
ones to do.
something like that. Yeah, exactly. So here we go. Let's look at what we have so far. This
Okay,
is a
so
quick overview.
before we get into sorting stuff,
Yes.
I have 2 challengers that we I don't know. Can you add anything to the tier list
Like what do you want to
in
add?
terms of like?
Like a tier list number or what?
So
do you want?
there's two character ideas I want to talk about.
Okay, so
The first
yeah.
is an original character, like a fighting game original character. What do we think the likelihood of that is? Because that happens a lot.
If they're
with
gonna
these kind
do
of
that,
things.
if they're gonna do that, you're right. It actually does happen quite frequently, and usually they're boss characters that become playable.
Yeah, like Shadow Labris.
Yeah.
What the fuck's his name from Arena Ultimax? The
Show
Minazuki?
Mizuki, yeah. Show Minazuki.
Show / Minazuki, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Moon Smasher bastard. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's actually an interesting question. Original character, I think you put at 75.
Agreed. Because I could see. Yeah, Android 21. Ooh,
Yeah, another
yes,
great
I
one.
love
He's another
Android
great
21.
example. Yeah. And
I could very much.
I could see it. I could see it. It's just the question is that demands that the game has a story mode, and I'm not
Yes.
sure if this game's gonna have one.
Yeah.
I
guess
know we're gonna have
you could also
arcade.
use. I guess you could also use this to include like non-champion, like non-league champion characters, like someone like Korenia or Cytheria, for example, who's not a champion currently.
Yeah. That's definitely a possibility for sure. The always issue with that is always going to be if you add a character, especially for people who love their characters like this, like
They're gonna be super mad that
they're
this
going to
lock
be
got
super
taken.
mad, right? There's a reason why LOR introduced a bunch of new characters, but they're explicitly not on the level of champions. You know what I mean?
Not yet.
Like if Cytheria came out as a champion, people would be pissed. You know?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing holding this game back is that unlike say Dragon Ball Z, where a lot of characters came in, Dragon Ball Fighters, a lot of characters came in, and then Android 21 was this unique, interesting character. Like they would have to do a unique and interesting character quite well, and they'd have to be interesting from almost the onset. Which is doable. Don't get me wrong. I have faith in all their character designs, but the question just becomes at that point: if you're gonna make a character that in depth to have a moveset and to be held to the same level as these champions, why are they not just a champion?
Yeah.
So-
I think it's just a possibility, so I just want to raise it up.
No, please,
And-
no. It's a great discussion point. I think it's a really cool idea, and I'd be super down for it because I love most.
I'd be
lead
interested
characters.
to see what they did. Yeah.
Yeah.
The second thing is, what do we think the possibility of a crossover character is? And specific, I think the one that obviously this could be from anything.
Yeah.
But the one that's the most likely.
Yeah.
What about a Valorant agent? Making it
Like
in?
Jet.
Like
yeah.
Jet.
Yeah. Jet making it into this game it would be insane, and I feel like
It actually doesn't feel that unlikely to me
it doesn't feel that unlikely. But here's what I think they're gonna do. I think they're gonna do premium costumes.
for their other IPs. Yeah, I can see that.
So like there'll be a Jet skin for Akali. There'll be a Phoenix skin for Echo. There'll be a whatchamacallit skin. There'll be an Omen skin for Zed.
Actually, a Phoenix skin for Brand.
Phoenix skin for Brand also works. I'm just talking about how what's it called? True Damage, Echo, and Phoenix have the same hairstyle.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's something like that. But like I said, the chances of a crossover I think are pretty low. Morello said they don't want to do that for Valorant, so I don't know why they would do the reverse for League. Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
I'd be down for it, but I think they're gonna do like cute costumes or nods more than they're gonna do a full character. I would love to see it.
I think I could see it personally. I think I could, especially as like a DLC character, like the last character in the first DLC season.
As like a big surprise.
Like
yeah.
Jet. Yeah, like that'd be pretty rad.
That'd be wild as hell, and I'd be cool with it. The question is, how serious are they going to take a hypothetical story mode for this game? You know, like if there is going to be,
that doesn't really matter.
Really, you don't think so?
Think.
I feel like it depends on if they make this canon. If they make this canon,
look at Mortal Kombat.
Okay, that's fair.
Like we have literally RoboCop in that game now.
Yeah, that's fair.
We have the Joker. Like.
Yeah, okay, all right, you got me. That's fair. Like I said, I wouldn't put it high on the list. I think skins or like tons of cosmetics on a character are more likely. Like I think a Jet Akali would be super sick.
It would. I mean, it would fit.
Like instead of smoke bomb, it's smoke bomb. It's her wind grenade
orb.
Yeah, it's her wind orb. Like she already has the kunais, right? Like
she's got the dashes.
Yeah, exactly. Like that character is literally Wind Akali, right? Like, so if you really want to make that, you very well could, right? And I think that's a skin that's like basically guaranteed to be made at some point, especially if both games continue to do well. The question really just becomes like, how do you make that really, really work if you make her a solo character? And that's another whole discussion. I think I'm open to the idea. I'm open to the idea.
You get to do the thing that crossover characters get to do, where they get to like bring their own game mechanics with them, like how Haomaru works in Soul Calibur, where he's just like, yes, by the way, I'm also just a Sam Show character that's just been like picked up and transplanted into this game. Or like Akuma and Geese in Tekken 7.
Exactly. Like I would be really open to the idea, and I think it'd be really cool. The question is, would it happen? I don't know. I'm open I'm open to it, but I think at least for the first foreseeable future, the first characters and the first DLC characters are going to be almost all league characters, and I think they're going to be all heavy hitters. And that's why we're really sorting this, because I really don't see anyone in 50-50 making it in within the first year.
Agreed.
Like I love all these characters. I really do. But these characters are almost dead on arrivals. They're not going to be on the first like year, maybe even 2 years of the game coming out.
It's hard for me to imagine them almost ever making it into the game.
Yes. Like 50% for us is almost like a 30. And 10% is basically impossible. And how/y is literally impossible. That's kind of how we're looking at this almost. Like I said, like we might have to rebalance the names for these. And I think that's a good starting point for talking about DLC versus base kit.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's. I'm gonna make a new row here. Add a row above.
We'll separate into DLC
base, and then roster. DLC. So we'll call this 99% DLC, 99% base. Hey, I got a stream. What's this tier list about? Hey, welcome to the stream. We're doing a tier list on the likelihood of characters making it into the League of Legends fighting game. So we're doing a lot of talks and sort of describing, hey, like, does this character make it in? Does this character make it in? And right now we've sort of sorted out a large part of it. Now we're discussing like the likelihood of them being in the base roster versus being in the DLC roster. So let's actually talk about that, actually, because I feel like we're going to get at least one from every region, and I think we're going to get at least a couple villains in the base roster.
I don't know if we'll get one for every single region. Mm-hmm. Like, I actually don't think Kiana makes it into base.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I feel Ixtal is so hard to consider as a region, unironically. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like Shrima, for example, is going to exist in the game base. We know that as a fact, right? So
Yeah,
immediately I'm putting Azir in there, right? Because Azir, like, I don't know who else you would really put into that situation. Azir has to fit in. Like, if Shreem is a stage already, there's no universe where Azir is not a playable character.
The only thing I could see replacing it is maybe they decide they want to go with Nasus instead for some reason, just because he's slightly more like
recognizable as a OG character. Yeah, and then they should definitely do Azir. Azir would be super cool. Another base character, Ashe. I feel like that's
Ashe and Braum. I think are both
pretty standard characters. Yeah. Who's next?
Ezreal.
Ezreal 100% is base roster.
So part of this is also going to be us predicting how big is the base roster.
I think 20 characters max. There's no way it goes more than that.
Yeah, like, because we're at 12 right now. I think we go up to 16, and then maybe if we're like really convinced, then someone else.
Okay, so let's look at these next four and really think about who really belongs in the base roster.
Yeah.
Thresh,
Yasuo, Thresh, gotta both get up there.
Yeah, so that's two more we have here out of these characters. Lux.
Yeah, I think Lux, and I think Zed, and I think you call that the base 16.
That
Like,
seems like a pretty good roster, in all honesty.
Like, what are we missing here?
Let's look at this. We have Freljord, we got Noxus, we got Demacia, we got Ionia. We have Shadow Isles with technically Lucian. We have Thresh, obviously. We have Nocturne as a demon.
Oh,
I think Riven and Set. Yeah, those
okay.
are...
Okay, so actually, I think Set's not in base.
I don't think Set's in base either. I think Set's a perfect DLC character.
Agreed.
Because he's so hype. Like, he's like, you could make a whole DLC trailer for this character. Like,
could you imagine the trailer starts with the crowd chanting and like the screams and it's just like the boss enters the ring, he just like drops a one-liner as he shows up.
Oh no, you know what's got to be? It's like two current characters fighting in the arena. And then one wins, he raises his arm up, and it's like a new challenger, and then he just walks out with his mini posse, and then it just zooms in on his face, and then he does the one-liner, and then it shows him going into the gameplay.
So you mean the Incineroar trailer?
Literally the Incineroar trailer, yes. hey, he's a redhead cat boy, okay? Give me some slack here. So anyways.
Yeah, you're totally right. Nocturne does look really out of place.
Nocturne does really feel out of place, and it's just like, I don't know how you make this character work. I'm really doubting this. I'm honestly willing to put it, not even count him. I think we have to, just because of the fact that we do have some sort of thing that is pointing to it. But yeah. I'm really sus on it, because it's just like, why? Yeah.
Like, over someone like Fiora or Echo or Draven?
Yeah, those are the issues here. I really don't think Draven will get in. That's like 3 Noxian characters. I really don't.
I think Draven's 100% DLC.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat had 25 characters at launch because it's an IP with 11 games in it. This is the first League of Legends fighting game, so it's harder for them to make up a move list inherently, right? Because the thing is that Mortal Kombat 11 had a bunch more characters. I think the most likely model for this game prohibits that many at launch. Exactly. Like, if this is free to play model, I feel like 16 is the max. Like, it's...
Yeah. Honestly, for a free-to-play game, 16 is actually kind of pushing it.
Yeah, I think I truly believe 12 is the max we're getting.
Like, how, especially for it's dependent also on like how much money is Riot putting into this, because like a game like Skullgirls and Them's Fighting Herds, which were mostly crowdfunded and didn't have a huge budget, ended up with relatively small rosters. Like, Them's Fighting Herds has 6 characters at launch, and Skullgirls had, I want to say, 9 at launch.
Had quite a few, yeah.
And I got 6 added down the line.
Yeah, I got added, because Final Encore came out. Yeah. So like, yeah. So I like to imagine I want to compare it to like Grand Blue. You know, like I feel like this is gonna be a Grand Blue level thing where it's gonna be like 13 to 14, 15, 16 characters on launch. There's no way we get to 20. Like, 20 just seems so impossible.
Street Fighter 5 only had 16 at launch. Exactly.
Which, by the way, it had no excuse to do that. Like, fucking 2 of them were Shotos. Like, that was so dumb.
Yeah, especially for Street Fighter, which is a series with such a fucking long history.
Yeah, it's just like, and then they launched 4 more Shotos, and just fuck off SF5. Speaking of which, on the 5th we're getting another trailer to drop. We should do a live reaction if we can. That'd be fun.
I'd be up to it.
Yun and Yang are probably gonna be in, and probably Makoto. There's no way those 3 don't get in, right? They have to get in.
I think Makoto is almost a shoo-in. I don't know who else though, because I could see them. I could take or leave Yun and Yang making it in. Maybe one of them makes it in.
I think Yun makes it in just for the sole fact that V-Trigger as Ganagin just makes too much sense.
Yeah, that's true.
That's literally the only reason. But yeah.
Imagine if they just drop Elena as the last character and just never patch it again.
That'd be the funniest thing they could ever do, actually. Oh my god. Dive kicks suck, though. That is true. Dive kicks do suck, but I still want my Ganagin. I want to do crush counter, heavy punch, into charge punch, into wall bounce, into Ganagin, and I want to fucking blow someone up. That's all I want to do with my life, okay?
That sounds like something way too cool to be allowed to happen in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, shout out to Sajuri, who got her legs chopped off and shot in the head.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyways. So, Zyra has a 2 health bar tag character. That's what we were thinking too. We were thinking something similar to that. Or when you are piloting one, the bar is for the other character, which is another possibility as well. Zyra and Rakan are both getting into this game no matter what. Whether it's Zaya with support Rakan or as a true tag team character really depends. But there's no way you make these characters not together.
They have to be connected.
Yes,
absolutely.
Making them both solo characters is a travesty, and I don't think that it happens. I do think they're DLC though. Those are almost
Yeah.
definitely DLC characters.
100% DLC characters. So I don't think there's anyone else here that I like. I kind of want to say we could push Echo up in the main roster, but I think he unfortunately just doesn't quite make the cut.
I don't think he makes the cut. And I think he's just too good of a trailer character. I feel like all the hyper complex characters you really want to save as DLC or really iconic characters. Because like, am I really gonna buy a DLC for Braum? Probably not. But am I be happy that he's in the kit? Yes, right? Like, but like, if I see like a trailer for Draven or a Kali or Echo, like these are all characters that can get released. Or Jhin, yeah. Jhin is the biggest DLC whore that's definitely gonna be in this game for sure.
If Nocturne does prove to be like a not real thing, I actually think Kaisa probably gets in that last slot. Oh yeah, actually,
no, Riven. Riven is
one we should push up.
Riven's the one that should be here. In all honesty,
I think we should push Riven up to base. Like, anyways,
yeah, because Riven Yasuo, you have Riven Yasuo. Like that's just too easy.
Like even if there wasn't Yasuo, Riven is just Riven. She's literally a fighting game character.
Yeah,
contractually obligated to be here.
Yeah, like this is already a pretty expansive roster, man. Like. So this is our final sort of list here overall of everything we sort of got here. We sort of got 4 confirmed characters, the characters that have some evidence. What we're kind of confirmed is the base. What we kind of feel is like a good base roster for this game in terms of like basic kit, how popular they are, like how well they represent their respective region and narrative. Like the base is pretty solid. The DLC is all here. Now, one thing we're talking about is like there is just so many characters, man.
Yeah.
I even if you just focus on none of the 75%ers we put in, but just the ones we put in for the 99% DLC, 99% base, like this section alone, that's already a ton of characters, and they're so unique. I hesitate. I really do hesitate to sort of figure out how the hell would you even like
pushing it past even just what we have the 99 in terms of raw numbers of characters is just like. Oh my god, I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine that this game having more than 40 characters. That's just absurd.
Yeah, it's like, are we playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate now? Like, it's crazy to me. And like, how would you even prepare for any matchups?
Like, I can barely imagine us getting to like 30 characters.
Yeah.
Like 30, if we got to 30 characters, I'd be ecstatic. That'd be a great roster.
Yeah, like, this launch roster is going to have 12 characters. There's no way it has more than 12. Deadass. Yeah. I really...
If we get 20 characters, that would be absurd.
If we were to get 20 characters on launch, it would genuinely be one of the craziest things I've ever seen for this game. And like, if they want to make a statement, go for it. Like, fuck, that'd be insane, right? But like, I just can't help but feel like that is a big ask.
That's asking a lot.
Yeah. So it's just like, to me, it's just like there's a lot to go from there. But yeah, okay, so just scrolling through down this, we have a pretty good choice in everything. Again, we're just going to reiterate, this is just like obviously just a speculation, completely speculation, and based on things that we don't even necessarily want. Like, I don't think either of us want Tryndamere in the game. We just feel like he's going to be there. We'll eventually probably come back, we'll revisit this as more information comes up. But like,
yeah, like once we actually like see the gameplay and like they show us the first couple of characters and stuff like that, it's easier to come back to this and be like, okay, this character just aren't gonna fit here.
Yeah, for example, Yordles. Like, they need to show us how they're gonna do Yordles, or else like these Yordles aren't even gonna be in 50-50. Like these characters, these 4 Yordles here go up or down entirely based on how the fuck they work Yordles into this game. Like, there's so many questions like that. Also, like Hecarim, Lilia, any of the non-humanoids or the like easily transferable humanoids, like Urgot. I have no idea how the hell you do that justice and do it properly, you know, like,
or even like Sejuani, right?
Sejuani is even hard. Like Sejuani, like the thing we said versus Sejuani and like Shyvana is that you make their supers their non-standard form, you know, and that feels kind of bad for Sejuani, who, like, I literally have never seen her on her own 2 legs.
Like, it's so weird. I just can't. Just thinking about Sejuani walking around without riding Bristle is just my brain is just like, that's not right.
It's inhuman. Like that's the biggest thing about her not getting in, is that like, how do you make this character work with Bristle? Because there's no way you make her stand on her own. Right? It's impossible. Yeah. That's actually impossible.
It's hard to do Bristle because Bristle is very large.
Bristle is fucking gigantic, so it's like, how do you do that? Like, do you make it so that she gets hit off of Bristle and she has to run back to Bristle? Like, I don't know how this.
God, even that just sounds weird.
That just sounds awful. Oh my god. But yeah, so we're scrolling down this list. There's obviously a lot more here that we can go into. And if you have any questions for those of you in the chat or for those of you who watch this video into comments, well, I'm free to justify these either to you on Discord or into YouTube comments. But I think we did quite a bit of detail. I'll also try to timestamp most of the characters we do, or at least break it down by sections of characters.
You might be best just to do like A, B, C.
Yeah,
D.
exactly. Because that might be just more useful for everyone. But I think this was a pretty good thought experiment. We'll definitely do some more tier lists in the future, but this is one that we both had a lot of passion and like a lot of care for. So I really do hope that we'll probably do a revisit of this after we start seeing like more characters. Because if someone from 50/50 gets in, like if Gragas gets in by some miracle, and they put that into a release trailer, I'm going to reevaluate a lot, right? Because that means things completely change dramatically based on that, right? And as soon as we find out if there's going to be any sort of announcement, you and I will probably try to get into a call together to do a live reaction to it if we can.
Yeah, to discuss it and stuff.
Discussing what it can mean potentially for both lore as well as like narrative and like hypothetically what it means for design. Like I said, like if a single Yordle gets in, the floodgates are open, right? Like as like a normal Yordle, like if they just upscale them a bit, or if like Galio gets in, or any of the gigantic characters get in, like.
I'm still all in on that. I'm still all in on that mini Galio idea.
Yeah, dude, the mini Galio idea is the funniest shit I've ever heard, and I would be so down for it. And like, that's the one big thing of this game is that we don't know is how canon is this game, right?
Yeah.
So this game is just like XD. They're fighting for fun. Like, sure, then we can have Kindred in. Sure, then we can have all these non-lore characters in. Like, Sona's not an issue to be in. Then like there's the landscape of this idea changes dramatically depending on how serious they take the characters that we have here.
The presence of a story mode or not greatly it actually affects what the likely roster looks like a ton.
Yeah, like we made a lot of assertions in the 99% DLC base in this area based on the fact that there's inherent rivalries with characters, and therefore most likely we'll have they'll be in, right? Like we base Thresh almost entirely on Lucian being in, and the fact that there's a really obvious rivalry. Obviously Thresh also works and he's a really cool character, but like a big part of that is also like the rival with him and with Lucian there is really, really easy to sort of write into existence. And like you'll notice out of our base list, there's only a couple characters that don't have an inherent rival or like an inherent sort of option to go with, you know?
Like even actually with Nocturne, who we think is the least likely of the characters that we actually have some amount of evidence for, you can argue Nocturne and Lux have a rivalry.
Yeah, with like Light and Darkness, exactly. There's so many hypotheticals we can go for right now. I think for now this is the best list we could really go for. We gave the best explanations we could during the video itself. If you want more questions or if you want to bring up something that we might not have considered, please let us know. I think for a fun thought experiment sometime, as soon as we figure out how kits are going to work, I'm going to definitely design a custom kit for some of these characters. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Like if they tell me that every character's going to have 4 specials and then 2 supers, I'm going to immediately start brainstorming ideas, right?
We're going to go into Mugen and we're going to make a Mugen character.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. But yeah, anyways, thank you so much guys for watching. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe. Me and Soda will probably be doing more tier lists in the future. But until then, thank you so much everyone for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Bye.
Okay, Cool. That's good. Okay, all right, sweet. Oh man, I am exhausted. That was an adventure.
You streamed for like 10 hours today, dude.
Yeah, I went kind of ham. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of happy. Like, I actually had pretty good numbers, even like late at night now. Like, I still got like 8, 10. I'm at 10 viewers sometimes, which was actually incredible.
Yeah,
this is completely off my usual time.
When we were doing the actual like tier during like normal hours, like you're actually getting like 20, 30. I think I peaked at around 28 at one point.
Yeah, it was actually crazy. I'm actually really excited because, like I said, I used to get like 20 viewers on average, but then what happened was that when I took a break in the hiatus, it kind of just fell apart. And now that I'm done school for the most part, like I will actually be able to spend more time making content and stuff like that. And this is something like I actually really enjoy doing. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see. My main thing is now I need to find like some more editors because I have a lot of content I want to make, and I don't want to keep pushing all this work onto my single editor I have.
The one guy.
Yeah. So it just feels unfair. So yeah, we'll see what we do. All right, anyways, I do need to go pass out. It's almost 4 a.m. and I have lessons tomorrow morning, so I need to go get ready for that.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, dude. All right, I'll talk to you later, homie.
Yeah, later.
Peace out. Okay. I just need a host. Vornemy's on. Sweet.